Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So if you can do those things, with FindRx coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Aurora police are searching for suspects after a shooting left 5 people wounded. Officers say someone opened fire at what they believe was a party being held in a basement of a business. This happened just after midnight on Sunday.
I heard just a bunch of maybe 15 rounds of gunshots and somebody screaming.
Abraham Ulibarri was in an apartment nearby when the gunfire started. Police assisted 2 victims at the scene before paramedics arrived, while the other 3 were taken to the hospital in private vehicles. All of Colorado is now experiencing abnormally dry conditions. The U.S. Drought Monitor reported that development. 3 months ago, only 51% of the state was experiencing some type of drought condition. Still, the situation's better than it was last year, but 75% of the state was in one of the 2 worst drought conditions measured by the Monitor at this time in 2020. Sports: Broncos play the Chiefs for first place in the AFC West next Sunday night. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
One delay right now in a big way on I-25. It is southbound, and you're going to start to see some slower traffic as you make your way past Evans heading in towards the tech center. Left lane accident southbound I-25 at I-225. So once you get past 225, your speeds improve then. There is some slow traffic with a crash westbound Hamden before Parker Road. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, expect a new record high today of 70. Tonight slow drops to 37, and for tomorrow mostly sunny skies, dry with a high of 60. Currently it's 61. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
If you love stories, listen to Red Pilled America, where this week we tell the story of international movie star Nick Searcy and his battle against the Marxists in Hollywood. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
We all want lower drug prices, and generic and biosimilar medicines save Coloradans billions of dollars over expensive brand-name drugs. The Build Back Better Act being considered by Congress puts these FDA-approved affordable medicines at risk and could extend brand-name drug monopolies forever. Text generics to 52886 and tell Congress to protect generic and biosimilar medicines for our seniors and all Coloradans. Visit protectgenerics.org to learn more. Paid for by the Association for Accessible Medicines.
If you love trivia, if you love the hugely popular Stuff You Should Know podcast, then the Trivial Pursuit game, Stuff You Should Know edition, is for you. With 600 questions, weird and unbelievable trivia in categories like myths, legends, and conspiracies. SYSK selects a mix of topics handpicked by podcast hosts Josh and Chuck. Give the gift of trivia this holiday. Find Trivial Pursuit, the Stuff You Should Know edition at your favorite retailer or wherever you shop for board games.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting.
It was turkey, duck, and chicken, and it was all deboned. It cooked for 4 hours. I thought it was going to be kind of funky monkey. It was delicious. Even the duck, like 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember that. 10 fucking, maybe even 15 years ago. And honestly, I did not like the duck.
I was just told now those rapid tests are only 85% positive, 85% accurate for positives, for negatives. You could test. So what?
Yeah, but then take the math. If you did 2 of them, what's that equal? I should get another test.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303.
713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. Most of us back from a long weekend. If so, welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's talk about your problems, your questions, and your complaints on how we can make a difference in your life. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Oh, my goodness. I hope that you have taken advantage of that. They're having all kinds of sales. There's always a sale. If you put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off RealCBDThatWorks.com. All right, let's talk and find out what we can do for you. All right, We've all heard now there is a new variant of the coronavirus. So, what's going on? Mask mandates are coming back almost all over the country.
I think this virus is doing exactly what it was made to do. It's learning how to spread quicker, but what happens generally with a virus when it learns to spread quicker?
Well, normally it wants to stay alive.
That's right. So it wants to stay alive, but generally that way it weakens itself.
No, that's right. It doesn't want to kill its host, but the thing is look, there's no doubt about it. I mean, no matter where you stand politically, and I can't believe I even have to say that, we got a problem, folks. And we got a problem, as I said, in general, when it comes to health. I mean, this is not the only thing. But what I don't want to see happen is that for every health crisis we have, the government now interferes with our everyday life on every level. And that could happen.
Well, nothing's really changed now to us.
You know, the AMA, by the way, is very upset that climate change is not considered a pandemic.
I don't even know how you do that.
Well, they want it to be a pandemic because they say the resulting health problems from climate change are as bad and as devastating as COVID. But let me explain what that means. If we declare climate change a pandemic, look it up, the AMA, upset. If in fact, why don't we call anything health-related crisis a health-related crisis, and what happens? Then what happens is we have emergency powers that kick in, and basically we have said goodbye to life as we know it.
The problem with calling that a pandemic is it's not an infectious disease, and that's the definition of a pandemic.
Well, I know, but how many times have they changed? By the way,
that's true.
No, now, by the way, that's the definition of pandemic has changed. Did you know that?
I believe it.
Well, the pandemic...
Same with, what was the other one? Vaccine.
A pandemic used to be an infectious disease with dire consequences, and it had to have a deadly component. Now, it's simply infectious disease. It doesn't matter, technically, according to the new definition, if it's deadly or not. All I'm saying is this. I said this once before. Once this happens, we will never go back to life as we knew it ever again. Ever. There will always be conditions for which masks will be called out, vaccines will be called out, our behavior will be called out, our shutdowns, restaurants. Listen, we're never going to go back. Once the government finds this new power, and I'm not saying this is political. I am just saying it's a natural thing when people believe they know more than the electorate, or they know more than the general population. They are in power. They get to make the rules. I mean, do you think Mayor Hancock knows anything at all? I mean, he's taking direction from health officials. What research have they done in Denver?
I don't think he's mandated. I don't like the guy very much, but I don't think he's mandated. Have they redone Denver? Do you have to wear a mask indoors now?
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh my God, I'm so isolated out where we're at.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that I think that people see, and I'm actually, this thing about some jurisdictions do this and some doing that, and maybe that's a good thing that the higher ups are letting the individual jurisdictions decide, but there's so much overlap. Is it the health department we listen to? Is it the actual government official we listen
like
to?
The governor, the mayor.
Is it the state? Is it the city? Is it the federal government? I mean, there are so many different mandates and controls and all of this.
Look, who has the lowest numbers right now in the country?
Who?
The lowest.
Who?
Take a guess. Who do they hate the most?
Florida?
Florida. Lowest numbers now.
Yeah, I mentioned that to my sister who lives there, and she said...
I bet she hates DeSantis, huh?
Yeah, she skews that way. I think that what she said is the reason they have the lowest numbers is because they've killed off everybody, and everybody's gotten it. Here's the point: is that they do have low numbers. I don't know what the answer is because it doesn't seem to correlate to vaccines. And by the way, I'm vaccinated, double vaccinated. Meaning got my 2 shots plus a booster. And are they advocating now a booster every 6 months? I don't even know that. I don't
think there's... Not yet.
Okay, so all I'm saying is, so I'm not anti-vax. I'm anti-mandate. I'm anti... I don't know if masks work. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do, Mark. I mean, do actual statistics, docs, show that mask mandates work? I mean, are there hard and fast statistics to that? I mean, there's no, I don't want to make this political. I want to know.
How do you argue, though, Tom, if you're wearing a mask and you sneeze, that less particles are going to get into the air? I mean, it has to be real. Now, can the virus go through it? Apparently with no problem.
Well, it just cuts down the number of virus particles that do get through.
That's what I'm saying. So it must help to some degree.
So now Biden is on the air with Fauci. And Fauci, in my opinion, he's just, when I see him, I just get sick to my stomach. I mean, he just basically, he basically just reeks of conflict. I don't know. I mean, who do you trust in a time like this? Is there anyone that you trust to get information? By the way, this show is all about information. It's not about trying to make you think one way or another. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things, okay? I'm not against vaccines. I'm not against them at all, okay? I'm not going to preach vaccines, but I'm not against them. I don't like mandates. I'd like to know, though, who do you trust? Who do you trust when it comes to information for health? Now, should we all agree that we should be sensible, right? I mean, no one wants to get COVID. No one wants to get sick, right? We don't want to get sick. And we want to help people, right? And should we boost our immune system a little? You remember now, not one word on boosting your immune system, not one word ever from our government. See, they say masks help a little, right? Every little bit helps, except not one time has our government or our health officials ever stressed the need to increase or boost our metabolism. Josh, what is your comment on masks? And by the way, we're taking problems, questions, and complaints at 303-713-TALK. Mark, what were you going to say?
Well, we have got an update coming up when we get Smarty Marty on. Just real quick, we had a woman call. Her son texted her a picture of himself, a 34-year-old son, with a noose, basically like he was going to kill himself. The police would not go out there. This happened in California. She called from here, I believe. Then it got worse.
Why wouldn't the police go?
Oh, I'll tell you that in a sec. Well, it's California. But then after that, what's even worse, he started texting her pictures, pornographic pictures of himself to his own mother. I mean, this guy had some kind of mental break. She said that his girlfriend took off with his son and went to New York from California. The cops would not go out there. They were afraid they might get shot at or they'd have to kill him. But we've got an update big time.
All right. Josh, what's your comment? Josh.
I was just going to comment, we have, I'm up in Fort Collins.
Yes, sir.
And I believe a lot of people miss the point. We have a public health department.
Are you there? John?
Board says he believes.
You're cutting in and out.
It's not about whether masks work or not. It's about what the government has the right to tell you to do and not to do. So I'll give you the fact that masks work. I don't even want to argue about that. It's the point that they have no right to tell us what to do or what not to do in our own home or in our own bodies.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, but there are here, every time you say that, every time I say, for example, when I say my right, my body, blah, 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 here's what I hear, okay? This is the argument, Josh. And I'm going to be open-minded and I'm going to be transparent about this. This is not my argument, but this is what they say. You're trying to make a parallel to abortion, my body, my right to choose, blah, blah, blah. But what they say is an abortion does not affect people around you like a pandemic does. So that what they're saying is by you choosing not to get a vaccine or not to wear a mask, by you choosing that, you're becoming a carrier, or you risk being a carrier. So you're more than affecting yourself; you're affecting others as well. So I mean, that's
you want to know what would solve this? You want to know a simple solution to this that would solve it?
What is it?
We need a law that says unelected officials can't make rules and laws. They can make recommendations to elected officials. You know, the reason Polis is doing nothing is because he wants to get reelected. So he's pushing it off on other people. He's pushing it off on the unelected health department. If we had a law in Colorado that said unelected health departments and unelected officials cannot make rules and laws, they can make recommendations, but elected people would have to do it, then they know they would be held accountable and things would be a lot different.
That's a good point, Josh. It's a really good point. More coming up.
In Denver, isn't it the mayor at the health department?
It's the mayor who acts on the recommendation of the health department.
That's my whole point, though, because he shut it down.
So the other
That is an elected official.
But this guy in California, Tom, the police have been out there multiple times. Right, Mark? We forgot to mention that.
Limited local news. Local
Yes.
news you can trust. Reliable local coverage. Check out denvergazette.com
today. You know, during this season, we're going to get a lot of various weather, even though it feels like summer right now sometimes. But you need to keep in mind restoration companies. Who do you avoid? Well, I'm going to just tell you that straight up, almost everyone. Unfortunately, in this world right now, almost anyone you call in the restoration business will rip you off. Isn't that a terrible thing to say? But it's true. You can depend, however, on American Restoration. That's Rock and his team, and I know them. They have years of experience. They have all the certifications to remediate fire, flood, mold, crime, unattended death, meth labs, even asbestos. And they can get rid of floodwaters and start you back on the road to recovery in a few hours. They can get rid of toxic substances and mold. And they can even do the rebuilding. Whatever you need, 8337-AMREST, you can trust. 8337-AMREST. That stands for American Restoration. Online, it's AMREST247.com. Blake Harris Law. In a time like this, you want to make sure your estate is in order. Blake Harris Law can do that for you with flat rates, whether you need a will, a trust, maybe you want a special needs trust or an asset protection trust. Maybe you need something complicated or something simple, a prenup, even a postnup. Blake Harris is our expert. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Find out more and ask your questions free of charge. He only charges for what he actually does. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE.
I love this deal 888heating.com is doing. You donate a good condition coat or jacket, you get a free furnace tune-up. It helps the needy, and of course it helps you. You get your furnace tuned up for absolutely free, no trip charge, anything else. The bottom line is they want to put that sticker on there, so they're going to prove to you what a great job they do for free. Then if something breaks down, you know who to call. 888heating.com is a website, and 888-HEATING is a phone number.
Hey, Colorado friends, are you missing or...
We need to get them on. Like, when is this spot? When is Fix-It scheduled?
And it's easier to enjoy all of the great food and fun Colorado is famous for when you're at your best. It's time to get a free consultation at Colorado's Clear Choice. Our doctors are leaders in restoring oral health and function. Dental implants offer a permanent solution so you can appreciate all of life's pleasures, including our delicious local Vic and Dr. Mackert. Colorado's Clear Choice teams provide options for lasting tooth and gain.
Let's get him in the 11 o'clock hour.
Go to choice.com and schedule your free consultation. Today's the day to get back out there and
It's
experience
killing all these
Colorado's
companies,
amazing
isn't it?
food.
I mean, this weather is
Worry-free.
absolutely
Visit
crazy.
clearchoice.com.
I'd hate to be in the biz right now,
should
man.
not be based solely on finances. Michael Brown for Alpha One Tax and Wealth. You've spent your entire lifetime working hard, and now you're getting close to retirement. Call or visit Alpha One Tax and Wealth for a free second opinion on your current plan, or let them design a plan.
Listen to Michael Brown on the way in, by the way.
Yeah, we were at this hospital thing. Why?
Oh, it was the worst radio. Usually he has pretty good stuff. He was talking to Angie about this 9-year-old that's staying with her.
Yeah.
It was the most boring radio. It was like they were trying so hard to make something of it. And
It's slow this time of year, man. I kept thinking it was stomach issue. I didn't hear it, but I actually think he talks pretty good without callers. I mean, I really do.
No, I'm saying usually
You're just upset because it wasn't political.
No. I just found it was like pulling teeth. It wasn't a real good repartee between the two of them. I know, usually he is pretty good.
I've heard him talk about shit like, Disneyland.
Yeah.
That I thought would be boring, but it makes it good. I wish they gave him a shot to fill in for Rush.
So don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com.
You know, Mike Rosen, I think, filled in for Rush a few times, didn't he?
If I have EPI,
Sponsored by AbbVie.
This report is sponsored by the Cleveland Sixten Show.
Oh, I didn't know he played.
Oh, yeah.
You know who he got hit by was that fucking, who was that swindler, man, the stock guy, Madoff.
Oh, he made off.
He made off, man.
Go to our smart YouTube channel and check out Clay and Buck's Clip of the Day. Clay and Buck pick one of the hottest topics discussed. Give you a chance to digest here, but see the two of them break it down. Google Rush Limbaugh's YouTube channel and check out the Clip of the Day.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, monoclonal antibody infusion is free to those diagnosed with COVID. One of the problems with COVID is the testing. People start feeling sick and they want to do the right thing. So they go and they, they get tested and they're told they don't have COVID. Here's the weird thing about these new tests. 85% of the time, they're correct when they say you don't have it. But 15% of the time, they're wrong. So for every 100 people, 15 people are told they don't have it when they really do. 15 people. Now multiply that out. Now, if you say, well, hold on. Now, by the way, they don't have false positives. They're almost, when it comes to positive, when they say you have it usually. But when they say you don't have it, you possibly could have it. Think about that, the flaw in that testing. So if those 15 people go travel or to a concert, what does that turn into? Especially when they're told they don't have it. So what do you do in a case like that? I mean, what can you do? I mean, without more accurate testing, how the hell can you put an end to it? If you're trying to do the right thing and you're trying to stay away from people because you're not feeling good, but then you're told, don't worry, you don't have it. Now, even if you don't have COVID, obviously there's other things that can make you sick. There's other flu going around. There's strep going around. There's all kinds of stuff going around that can make you very, very sick. But I will say that there is a problem when it comes to testing. So what is the most accurate test? What is it? Doc, what's the most accurate test? Look it up. I don't know.
If you do a PCR test, you're just checking for antibodies with the rapid test. But if you do a PCR test, that actually checks for the virus itself.
The PCR. Now, it depends now on that, too, because that one does give you a lot of false positives. It doesn't tell you that you're going. See, the problem with the PCR is how many times are they duplicating it? How many times are they doing the cycle threshold? Because if they go up to 40 cycle thresholds and they find a particle, that doesn't mean you'll ever be infectious.
No, but the point is if you're feeling sick, you probably don't need 40 replications.
Okay.
I mean, right? I mean, if you're talking about asymptomatic...
And where do you get PCR tests nowadays?
Probably at the hospital.
And does it... So people have to go to the hospital?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
And then how long does it take to get results?
I think... I will check, but I think it's 72 hours.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK.
If the one you're talking about, the rapid test with an 85%, is that correct? 85%?
Yeah, false negatives.
No.
Excuse me, 15% false negatives.
So if you took, and I'm horrible at this if a train left the station, but if you took 3 of them, what does that change the odds?
Now statistically, that's what's weird. Statistically, it's still 15% inaccurate.
You think so?
Well, yeah, it is technically. I mean, right, John? Right, Doug? I mean, no. If you think about it, if you take the test, and okay, here's what I'm saying: if you had 100 marbles, and there's 15 of them in there that are black, okay, and you go in there to pick. You have the same chances each time you go in to pick.
I think it's different with the test, though. Why? Okay, I guess what we'd have to understand is, why is it a false negative?
I don't know. All I said...
Because if it's misuse of the test...
No, they said this. They said, if it says you have it, you have it.
Right. There's no question about that.
But if it says you don't have it, there's a 15% chance you do. Well, what good is that? What good is that? Eric, go ahead. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. So 2 comments. I am fully vaccinated. I've had COVID twice. I had it once pre-vaccination and once post-vaccination.
And how do you know you had it twice?
So the first time around, I woke up at about 12 o'clock in the morning. Sick as could be. I actually thought that I had food poisoning. That's what it felt like. I mean, I threw up so many times.
But how do you know it was COVID?
So I called the after-hours doctor, and she said, you need to get in first thing in the morning. Went in that morning, they did a rapid test, and it came back positive. And I had what's called beta variant, which is strictly gastrointestinal. And literally, I was sick for 26 hours, and after that, I felt beautiful. But I was still forced to quarantine for 14 days. After getting vaccinated, I had Delta variant, and felt horrible. Actually felt like I had a really bad cold for about a week. But the New York Post had an article middle of October where they went back and looked at vaccination rates and versus COVID cases post-vaccination. And in July, the number was the odds of getting COVID post-vaccination was 1 in 5,000. When they reviewed it a second time, first part of October, it had dropped. The odds of getting COVID post-vaccination was 1 in 100.
Why is that?
They don't say. They don't listen. But it's like, you know what? If you tell me, hey, get this vaccine, but there's still a 1 in 100 chance you're going to get it, I'm a little hesitant about that.
That's not a bad odds, though. I mean,
look, I don't even know why I chose to get it. I mean, I got it, and I just thought I should at my age get it. But here's the thing, though. Then you're told, well, it's not really going to keep you from getting it, but it keeps you from being hospitalized possibly. But then there are people dying with the vaccine. So, I mean, I think that here's what I don't like. I don't like that people change facts for their political gain. That's the part that just surprises me. And I am so sick and tired of so-called newscasts. God almighty, they're not newscasts. They're carrying the water for whoever they want. God, I mean, doesn't this make people sick? Doesn't it make you sick? How in God's name can they call themselves news or journalists? It's just disgusting. When we come back, we're going to have this update with Deputy Smarty Pants on a suicidal man and what the hell's going on there. Coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, impact traffic.
That's what we talked about. This vaccine is not. It's not going to totally prevent COVID. It's to prevent you from getting sick.
I think his numbers are way off too. 1 in 100. I think way more than that get COVID with the vaccine than 1 out of 100.
But you know that CNN is doing a hit piece on Fox.
Oh,
Fox does hit pieces on.
They do that all the time.
This is like a fucking joke. These two. I wish they both went out of business.
And DNC ignores them both.
Who does?
That black news channel I was telling you about, they ignore them.
I want to
all.
see it. What channel?
On 1116.
Let's change one of these.
1116.
On the Comcast box.
Okay.
Do we have Comcast?
That's Comcast, but
hold on, guys.
There's no box.
Hold on. Hold on, guys.
I don't think he knows that.
You know what? This
is a terrible time of year for you people who drink and drive. And it should be. You shouldn't do it. So many people, I don't know why they think they can have a few drinks at work and then go in their car. Or they go out after work. It's a time of celebration, maybe even of a little depression right now, huh? Going into another holiday season and thinking about COVID, right? Joe Lazzara is there to get you through the system. Now, here's the point. Don't drink and drive, honest to God. I mean, it's the worst thing you can do. It's so much easier to prevent it with a designated driver or a ride service, a share service or something, right? But if you get in trouble, no matter what, you do need an attorney to get you through the system. Joe Lazzara is there. Put his name away. I hope you don't need him. Joe Lazzara. You can find him at referralist.com, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. Are you looking to spruce up that kitchen? You can get new countertops from the Art of Granite and get your price on the phone today. If you have a project in mind, give them a call, 303-386-5919. Whether it be granite, quartz, marble, any kind of solid surface, man-made or otherwise, they can do it all. They tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And all materials are wholesale to you, serving the entire Front Range and mountain communities. They're located in Golden, but call first. Get your price, 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
Hi, it's Pat Woodard. Do you suffer from pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs that never bring relief? Has your doctor told you to just live with the pain? At the Neuropathy Treatment Center, they combine the latest treatment methods to give you relief with no injections and no drugs. Schedule your exam and first treatment today for only $49 at neuropathytreatmentcenterofcolorado.com. Visit Neuropathy Treatment Center of Colorado in Castle Rock.
This holiday season, give your family the gift of good health.
How you guys doing? Rod Smith, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, Ring of Famer with the Denver Broncos. We got dumbbells, we got fitness equipment, we got treadmills, we got bikes. We got it in stock right now. My original fitness equipment came from a big box store. Filled the space, looked great, but it just wasn't functional. So you know what happened? Didn't get used. The great thing about getting new stuff put in my home, it made me want to use the gym more, and it's got to be the best. And True and Tough Stuff are the best you can buy. There's nothing more important than your health, so get the equipment that you'll use every single day. You never regret buying quality.
We have deals everywhere. Take advantage of up to 36 months, 0% financing. All of our products have incredible warranties. We do delivery, we do installation, we service the product. If you ever have a problem, we come and fix it. It's commercial grade equipment made for your home.
Fitness Gallery offers the nation's lowest prices for the highest quality equipment.
Visit one of our 6 convenient locations today or visit us at fitnessgallery.com.
Hey, look, another pipe leak.
I thought Mr. Fix-A-Leak fixed that.
I thought you did too.
Well, it's just a drop.
It's a trickle.
I can patch a trickle.
Oh, yeah? Can you patch a slab leak, Mr. Fix-A-Leak?
A slab leak?
You see that water coming up?
Yeah. Oh, it's seeping out.
Don't splash it.
So what do you want to do?
Call Repipe Specialists, like our neighbors did.
Okay.
Repipe Specialists can repipe our whole house and guarantee no leaks for life.
For life?
And new pipes can improve our low water pressure. It costs about half the price of a plumber, and they can do it in as little as a day.
Mr. Fix-A-Leak can't do that.
Apparently, you can't fix leaks either.
No.
Tired of leaks or low water pressure?
Call Repipe Specialists, and in 1 to 2 days, they can repipe your whole house with new PEX tubing and guarantee no leaks for life. Call 303-228-2910 for a free in-home estimate and pay nothing down with no payments or interest for a year. That's 303-228-2910. Call today, 303-228-2910, or visit repipe.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Hi there, from Barry Miller, host of your greatest wealth building program, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Learn how to safely make 60 to over 100% on your money every year. 9 a.m. Saturday, 6:30 KHOW.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, does free market valuations of your home for the asking. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. A full analysis free of charge based on his 27 years of experience on what your house will sell for in the open market. 303-920-1622. Smarty Marty. So this call came in. Mark was doing the show, and this guy, for some reason, terrorizing his mom, saying he's going to kill himself, and then sending pornographic pictures. And Mark, what did the mom want us to do?
Anything. She was terrified the guy was going to commit suicide, so she wanted a well check. But the little town in California refused to go out there, according to her, and numerous people called. Marty actually called one time. Well, I'll let him get into that, but here's another interesting part to this, Tom. He also sent those pornographic pictures to his ex-wife, not the girlfriend that left and took the kid, but to his ex-wife, who had a restraining order out on him. So I said to myself and said to the listeners, we should call the cops and basically say, hey, he's breaking the restraining order. Then they're going to have to go out and get him, and that's kind of where we left this off.
What did you do, Smarty?
Okay, well, I first spoke with Lisa, the mother, who, by the way, was calling from Minnesota, and her son was in California, as you mentioned, and I found it odd. I found several things odd, which I discussed with Mark, that I asked Lisa, how come you're not on the next plane to California? Why are you still there?
Well,
right?
Yeah. There's, he's a grown-ass man.
But I don't, Tom, he's suicidal, allegedly, right? So, and the police aren't doing anything, allegedly, then why aren't you out there? But she said she's afraid of him. That was her answer.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Yeah.
He threatened to slice her throat if she approaches him.
And this guy.
And I asked Mark, do you have any evidence of this? And Mark said, no. I said, how do we know this isn't just somebody wanting to make attention and so forth? But I got to the bottom of it, and I consulted a couple of my police friends of mine and told them the story. And one is very experienced. And he said, there's something not right. There's something not right. The police don't not go. They went. Believe me, they went. She's not telling you the whole story.
Yeah. What did we find out?
Her,
yeah.
And I asked her, I said, Lisa,
yeah,
have they ever been out there before for anything? And that's when she said, yes, all the time. I said, okay. Like every day? Yeah, they are out there all the time. I said, so they're there. They know what's going on. And my guess is they think this is a boy who cries wolf. They're aware of the whole situation. And she says, yeah, I think so. So, nevertheless, I left a few messages with the police department on the voicemails that...
So did you find anything out?
Well, at the end, he got arrested for exactly what Mark said, restraining order, because one of my messages was, hey, I have an idea. You could arrest him for violating a restraining order based on what Mark said. And all I know is a few hours later, I hear that he was arrested. So I don't know for sure if it was my phone call or coincidence, but he was arrested.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure the police were thinking, okay, now if someone gets hurt because of this guy, forget about him. And we were told that he broke this restraining order and didn't do anything. It'd be their ass.
Anyway,
and then plus I introduced myself as media, from the radio show. I don't think they want to deal with media. They don't want all that advertising. So he was arrested. The mom told me she's grateful that he's at least not, out of suicide. He's going to be taken care of, watched for a few days until he gets out, right, Mark? Until he's released again.
I don't know how they do it when you break a restraining order like that. They might lock him up for a while.
And I did text the mom if she can update me. I did not hear from her. I don't want to pester her. So that's where it stands.
How bad off do you have to be, Tom, to send pornographic pictures to your mother? I say the guy had a psychotic break. I mean, that's crazy.
Mark, I sent you the photo of the guy, right?
I think so, with the noose or the rope.
Yeah.
That's about the only one I want to see.
So you saw the guy, he's on something.
Yeah, he looks like he's on something. You're right there, Marty.
And I asked Lisa, I said, it looks like, according to my policeman friend, he said he's on something, and she said, yeah, no kidding. So she knows there's a history of all kinds of behavior problems and drugs and so forth.
Well, good job, Marty. I'm glad, if anything, the guy ain't going to kill himself and he's not going to hurt anybody.
Well, at least he's in custody, but we appreciate your follow-up, Marty. That's Deputy Smarty Pants. So, what else is going on in the world? Well, we're going to get mask mandates all over. Some people are saying we could have more shutdowns. The point is, this virus isn't going away like we thought. But what's the answer? What's the answer? Is the answer shutting down and hiding, or is it just getting everyone vaccinated? I mean, Biden says as soon as the world is vaccinated, it'll go away. I wonder if we had 100% vaccinations, 100%, if that would change things. I wonder how it would change things. Anyway, what's on your mind today? We want to help you any way we can. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And that Smollett guy is on trial.
Oh, man. This guy.
Finally on trial for staging a hate crime, right?
Yeah, he was trying to divide the country even more than it was at that time. This guy should be in big trouble. I hope they throw the book at him.
Anyway, 303-713-8255. We have Deputy Dollar wants to give us a follow-up coming up, and we'll take more of your calls at 303-7.
You know why he's on trial, man? They won't give him anything. I mean, they've got everything. They have got everything on this guy. The two guys he paid, everything. He should just plead guilty.
This was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, you know why? Because the mayor dropped all the charges against him at first. Then, I don't know if it was the feds or the state stepped in, and they looked at everything and said, what the fuck did she do this for? So they did a grand jury. The grand jury, in a matter of seconds, came back and said, indictment.
There was an interesting thing on Vice last night about citizen arrest laws. Did you see that by any chance?
I did not see that.
It's incredible. Like in Georgia,
Are you allowed to do it?
it's amazing what latitude they give you. In Georgia, if you think somebody is, if you think they are going to commit a felony, you can shoot them.
All right, let's talk about things near and dear to your heart and pocketbook. First of all, no one can do this better than Water Pros. If you want a whole house water softening system, you will never do better than waterpros.net. A whole house water softening system for better laundry, better skin, better plumbing, better all the way around. Low maintenance, computerized, whole house, under $2,000. Do you know other companies start at around $6,000 to $8,000? This is under $2,000 for the best. Now, if you want filtration like Purity for a drinking fountain, under $1,000. Never buy bottled water again. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554, 303-862-5554. Now, you heard me talk about Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. That's the guy, Frank Duran, who, when you get involved with Frank, he will do a free market valuation of your home based on current conditions and what it will sell for based on his 27 years of experience. It's not guesswork. It's calculated. It's very detailed. Better than an appraisal, because appraisals, things are selling for way more than appraisals. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. All right. I met a group of doctors not long ago, and they introduced me to the Core Scan, C-O-R, scans, corescans.com. Please listen to this, because this could save your life, and I'm not kidding you. This is the first low-cost, most accurate diagnostic method available. In just 15 minutes, non-invasive, pain-free, they can do an ultrasound of your carotid artery, which is a predictor of heart disease and stroke. Now listen, this is for real. This is not a normal scan that you've heard about. This is not a heart scan. This is more accurate because it goes for soft plaque, the kind that will kill you. It has saved lives already. And here's the message I want to make for you. Right now, for $150, you can get this gift certificate to give to someone. Think about that. For someone who has everything, send them a gift card for corescans.com for $150. And you know what? This is just 15 minutes of their life. Non-invasive, pain-free. And it's the most accurate way to find out if you have heart disease or a risk of stroke in the next few years. Please, and there are things you can do about it. That's the best news. Don't let someone you love drop dead. Give them a gift of life. Just $150. Core Scans, C-O-R, scans.com. I had it done. It revealed amazing things. I'm recommending it to all my friends. Corescans.com. You know how I feel about health-related matters. Here's the number, 303-519-2433. Where are you going to get a gift for $150 that could save someone's life? You can print it out and put it in a card or send it directly by email. Corescans.com, 303-519-2433.
Maybe you have a loved one who forgets routine tasks more than usual, like letting the dog.
I'm asking personally. Okay.
The cherry tree. The earliest stage of Alzheimer's. If you or someone you know is experiencing,
I told you I saw Terry. So maybe
issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor. Consider asking about cognitive
God, it's
You can also learn more about MCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com by Biogen and Eisai.
I want to get that Black News stuff on, man. Well, can I get it on my computer?
What is it called?
BNC, Black News Channel.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. Credit card balances won't be the only thing going up in the new year.
They have a YouTube stream, but those are all recordings.
I wanted to hear that one and I missed it. I just thought of that.
The only place I've actually found it
live
okay. is on.
You got to give him a good one on it.
Did Russell Simmons start it? If he did, it's good. So, Black News Network.
No, BNC, Black News Channel. Oh, yeah, BNC, Black News Channel.
If you're new to Medicare or looking to switch plans, talk to a licensed sales agent Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a great way to learn about Medicare plans and the
I've only been watching it for a couple of days. I've been trying to get a decent evaluation on it to at least see which way they're skewed.
See, man, they have Jesse Smollett.
Yeah. They're gonna talk about everything, but their take on it is gonna be is different, Tom. Their take on it is really, really interesting. I laugh because it sounds so much like me sometimes.
That's good. I mean, right now we're getting white and whiter.
Those are exactly my words, Tom. I said left white and right white.
And what's worse about that one is they think they're speaking for black.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Left, right, and left, white, and right, white. And when you check that out,
you know how you always add not political, not chastising.
Yeah.
The 90 seconds of spot came out to 4 minutes. Yeah. I don't care what happens to the affiliates, but I just wanted to let you know that one was a doozy.
You're right.
But you can handle it.
Yeah, I can always handle something big.
No, that means I'm going to get fucking text.
No, just wanted to let you know. Thank you.
Anyway, Mark Weiss did this thing on citizen arrest laws in different states, and it is crazy.
What's that? Say it again.
The citizens arrest laws in especially southern states are crazy because it all goes back to the post-slave era. When they were, what?
What does it mean?
Well, after slavery was abandoned, they were allowed to do things. If you think someone's going to commit a felony, blah, all these things to allow white folks to arrest or detain or kill black folks. So they literally, one state, it was either Georgia or South Carolina, if you think they're going to commit a felony, you have the right to.
If you think they are.
If you think, yeah.
If you only think they're going to commit a felony, you can arrest them or shoot them.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Wally, he has a comment about vaccinations and being 100% vaccinated. Go ahead, Wally. What is your comment, sir?
If you look at Israel, Israel is the most vaccinated country in the world, and they're at almost 100%, and right now they also have the highest infection rate because the way that the COVID variant works is it is attacking people. It somehow it realizes that they've had the vaccination, it mutates, and it gives them COVID regardless. And that's also why you're seeing a huge uptick in cases in children now, because children are being vaccinated. If you look at the vaccination rate in kids, it is starting to go through the roof. The infection rate on kids because the kids are now being vaccinated.
Okay, Wally. Well said. Now I looked up, and again, consider sources and everything. This is from NPR. They say the reason Israel is experiencing a surge is that immunity from the vaccine dips over time. When has that ever been? I don't ever remember that happening with vaccines. Did your polio vaccine dip over time, or your smallpox vaccine? I don't understand. Anyway, it says so they were vaccinated a while ago, but now they're not getting the boosters. So that's what NPR is saying. Also, they're saying that the Delta variant added to that, made people more susceptible. And it says it's still, however, helping people who get infected. And the next one is Israel's high vaccination rate isn't high enough. They're only 80%. So listen, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. Do you understand that? We are never going back to normal. Get used to it. Our lives have changed forever. They have. You know, we want true peace, true security, true health. We want everything taken care of. We want everything, and we'll sacrifice everything for it. The vaccinations are the key, but not enough. I mean, NPR is just carrying the water here. Booster shots offer more protection, but you have to be one of the world's lucky few to get them, it says. So, it says we are going to need COVID-19 boosters every couple of months. That's what they're saying. We're basically needing to get. You wait. They're going to say eventually that every 3 months you're going to have to go in for a vaccine. It's not good enough just getting the vaccine now. Now you're going to need boosters every 3 months. Deputy Dollar, I'm sorry, I just ran out of time. I really want to get an update, but the clock is getting away from us. So we'll be back with more. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. More coming right up. You know the greatest thing about Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spa?
Yes, sir. You know about this stuff. See if you can figure this out for me. What you want me to look at, Doc? I'm trying to. How can I can't get my Google Mail. So I go to doc@troubleshooter.com. The mail doesn't come up.
Okay.
What do I need?
What you need to do is go here. Remember with you, George.
Oh. Okay.
And that should be your doc, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Go. You gotta tell the Chrome browser to go to Gmail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just because it's that Google messes with you. Everything is all their colors, so you think you're always in the same spot, but you're not.
KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. ABC News, I'm Victor Opendo. President Biden addressing the country from the White House on the threat as the new COVID variant spreads. The best protection. I know you're tired of hearing me say this. The best protection against the variant.
Exactly. Oh, also on the Black News Network, to the shots that they show of Biden, fucking eyes are open. His eyes are open and he's looking alert. I mean, it is so radical.
That's so skewed. Because you know he sleeps 23 hours a day.
That's so skewed.
Opening statements set to begin in the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell in New York.
I don't know why they would pick Biden as their hero. He's no fucking black hero. No, he's not. No, look at his record. They're not picking him as a hero. Okay. First off, you gotta realize black folks are not choosing Biden or Democrats as heroes. At least those that are thinking are not picking them as heroes. Okay. Some are looking at them as conceptually the lesser of two evils. Okay.
Wait till you guys see job numbers and everything
I'm
else. Just black community.
I just said perception. Okay.
Okay. Well, it was the perception.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Perception is also being renegotiated simply because everybody's talking to everybody now about what we really want in terms of policy, who we really want in terms of people, and kind of ignoring some of the hyperbole.
To me, if they really give these people that came over illegally, that got separated, any kind of fucking money, that will blow me away considering there's never been reparations to
black folks to indigenous people, anything else. It'll be fucking mind-blowing.
Every nationality or ethnicity that has been on this continent under the thumb of white supremacy has been served some sort of reparation, except for black folks.
So that's going to piss you off if people coming over from Mexico get it that aren't even citizens here.
I'm pissed off about it already. It's not going to piss me off, okay? But it's already, that's just par for the course from us that are looking at it.
How's Steph doing? She all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
K-Hound News Time, 11:03. The Denver Broncos beat the Chargers 28-13 yesterday to set up a showdown for first place with the Chiefs in the AFC West Sunday night. Broncos safety Justin Simmons says it's a big win.
So the Broncos are doing well.
They just started. Yeah, they did, man. They did really good yesterday. It'll be curious, man. I'm gonna be shocked if they can beat the Chiefs, but I'm shocked they won yesterday against the Chargers, who started the season off fucking with a bang. But welcome to the NFL, man.
See, when I look at that, man, I get no confidence. None. Zero.
Holy shit, did you hear that? They said there's more crashes this year, the worst ever in Colorado.
All of Colorado is now experiencing abnormal driving.
Man, people are just driving so ridiculous out there.
I had some lady fucking start getting so pissed at me today. I pulled over. I forgot we were going to the hospital, so we're on I-25, or the, not the hospital, but the doctor's office, so Suzanne could get her allergy shot. So right as Parker Road's coming up, I pull over. I looked. I'm like in the second to the right lane. And I look over and it's fine. I move over. And apparently this Jeep thought I didn't give her enough fucking room. She lays on the horn and wouldn't let the fuck off. That horn must have been on for about 15 seconds. Then I said, okay, check this. And, I just slowed down a little, to put it mildly. And then she started flailing. Boy, her arms out the window. She looked like she was on fire. Yeah. She went fucking ape shit, man. Total ape shit. You know the best thing you do when they go ape shit? Just sit there and don't do jack shit. She just kept getting. She wanted me to go ape shit.
ZeroResDenver.com. They clean carpets. Now, ZeroRes is aware that coronavirus is on your mind. They don't want to use this atmosphere to strike fear into people, neither do I. They don't want to make unreal claims, but everyone knows that the cleaner your house, the better. And now you can clean the biggest air.
This guy that mowed over all those kids and shit. You don't see shit on CNN or anything about it.
No, you don't.
You can clean your home, especially your carpet, in a natural way.
Why is that?
Why do you think? It's not their narrative.
That's right.
And they're operating at full capacity.
You guys,
if he was wearing a MAGA hat, you'd see it.
Oh, man. Guarantee it. How about if it was a gay parade? Shit, it'd be the biggest story they've had in a fucking 100 years.
I'm telling you, I was flipping back and forth between the three while these two were giving up different news. I flipped over to that DNC and it was just a different take. Just a different take. You sit here and you tell me all the things that the Dems haven't done and that they can't, that nobody's doing. They'll give you lists of stuff that is actually going on that you don't hear on either of these channels. I was like,
I don't think I get it, or I'd check it out. I'm trying to find a news thing that's, someone said Newsmax. I watched that for a little bit. That's fucking slanted.
No, that's one is going to be slanted. You just got to watch.
There's got to be something out there that just reports
the
news.
No, you got to watch 3 at a time.
Yeah, maybe 4.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by RenewHomeInnovations.com. Renew Home Innovations for beautiful bathrooms. Mainly the shower or the tub or a tub-shower combination. They do it custom from the ground up and replace that whole area with something beautiful. American standard. Wall systems need no maintenance, and they're just wonderful. And they do it with no threshold, so you can wheel in or walk in with a walker if you have disabilities or, of course, just convenience. And it's just stunning. Most of the time when you do that, your whole bathroom takes on a new life. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Special pricing for the holidays and for seniors and veterans. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. 303-904-2000. Let's keep going here. Terry says I'm missing the point about vaccinations. Terry, what do you mean by that, sir?
Yeah, hi, Tom. Well, I guess the point that I wanted to make was, by the way, I'm a little nervous, so.
No problem. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Your opinions are welcomed here. I'm just wondering how I missed it.
Okay. Well, the pandemic will end when the number of people getting sick is less than, right, our ability to care for people. That's the problem that we're facing. It's not that people want people to wear masks or this or that. It's that the hospitals get so overflowing with people that eventually they'll be in the hallway, and dying in the parking lot.
Well, that's what we heard in the very beginning. Do you remember we heard that in the beginning?
Even to that point, I think Trump actually took a ship from the Navy or something, converted it into a hospital, sent it over to Cuomo that was saying what this guy's saying. Not one person with COVID was ever on that ship.
Yeah, that was like the day after it started. I'm talking about today. Let's talk about the present. The reason we're having a problem right now is you can't do certain elective surgeries. If you have a problem with a heart attack and the thing is overflowing, which could start happening because there's a 2-week delay, right, between exposure and event. We just had the Thanksgiving thing. So 2 weeks from now, right, you could be seeing another spike, all right, in which case if they could go to what's called the critical standards of care. I forget what it is. But at that point, if you've got a heart attack and you go in there, somebody's going to be standing there, brushing their whiskers going, should we give this guy, help, or should we save this young guy over here who didn't bother to get vaccinated? Right? I mean, that's where you're going to be.
So what?
That's if there's anybody that actually works there, because if you don't get vaccinated and you're a healthcare worker that worked your ass off last year saving people, you're going to get fired soon.
So what is your?
Because you got to get this thing under control. If you were,
so what is the secret?
Tom, this is part of your baby, and I forget. I'm sorry.
What is the secret? Tell me, how do you get it under control?
Well, I'm not saying anything more than what the government is trying to do, but you need to stop doing what you guys are just trying to do a little bit of.
What am I doing?
I mean, Tom, you said, I've never heard of a vaccine that you have to take all the time. The flu vaccine, another respiratory virus, just like this one. You could expect this one to behave like that one. So that's what you call
it. Terry, okay. I got vaccinated. All I'm saying is this, okay? Now they're saying, hold on, the flu vaccine I get once a year, the regular flu. This one they're saying you might need every 3 months. Have you ever heard of anything like that? Have you heard of a vaccine you need every 3 months? That's called treatment. That's not called a vaccine. That's called treatment.
Okay, but the point is, the way you're expressing that opinion is as if it's somebody's fault. It's the disease. It's a hell of a disease. You got to get after it. If it takes every 3 months until it stops mutating, until we get enough people, then that's what you have to do. I mean, otherwise, like I said, the bottom line is the hospitals will overflow. That's what's trying to be prevented.
Some of these new therapeutics are coming out. Honestly, the way the drug companies are talking about them, you're going to be able to take a pill if you get it. They're also, what is the thing we didn't hear about for 6 months?
That's what I'm getting at, Terry, is I think treatment, hold on, I think treatment is the way to go. They should be putting all of their efforts into treatment, not vaccines. Because I think if you could treat it at home, everything you just said goes away. You treat it, you get it, you take a pill, you're done. Why not? Why not? We're chasing. Well, you either chase it a couple months before and you still get it, or you chase it after you get it and get rid of it. What the hell's the difference?
Well, but your cohort there, and again, Mark, is that your name?
Yes.
Mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, I mean, you were hitting it right on that. Now they got it down to a pill. This thing will get under control, but it doesn't help in the meantime. And this, again, is the point of my call, to pretend like it's somebody's fault, that this is...
Who's saying it's anybody's fault?
I don't think either of us think it's anybody's fault, man. It's a
wait a
pandemic.
minute. No, Terry, I would like to know what I said that it was somebody's fault. Go ahead.
You intimated it, I think that's the word.
How?
When you said that this flu, like, might have to get this flu shot every 3 months.
Right.
Like,
That's right. Now, that's no one's fault. No, Terry, it's no one's fault, but it's stupid. It's better to go to treatment than to try to prevent something every 3 months when you can still get it and still carry it. If anything, I think it makes non-symptomatic people spread it more, thinking they're vaccinated. That's right.
The problem, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but you're thinking like there's one guy working on this
I
thing.
never said that, Terry. I'm talking about the collective. Never once. Do you think there's more than one way to skin a cat, Terry? Don't you think every little bit helps? You think masks help, don't you? Every little bit helps, right?
Yes.
Then why not once? Let me ask you something. When President Biden was on there, encouraging the country to get vaccinated and wear masks and social distance, why not once? Why not once did he encourage people to get healthier immune systems? Why do you think? Why do you think? Not once. Not once. Why hasn't our country ever stressed wellness once, Terry? What's the reason for that?
Because they're trying to get people vaccinated for the immediate thing.
Terry.
If we don't get vaccinated, the hospitals will overflow. I mean, they are doing that. There's plenty of health things out there.
Terry, guess what? There are a lot of vaccinated people in the hospital right now. It's just not working, okay? And no, I'm not blaming anybody. It's just not working. Look around. It's not working. It's not because of vaccinations. What you need to do is simply, okay, we all got to get healthier as a nation. That's good. There's nothing wrong with vaccines. If you want to, they have to start switching to treatment. That's the problem. Treatment. Do you know there are people who are vaccinated that can carry the disease, but they don't have any symptoms? They are actually more super spreading than people who know they're sick. There are vaccinated people walking around carrying the disease to others because they feel they're not sick. How do you even know that a vaccinated person is not carrying the disease to you? Why does everyone just think that vaccine? It doesn't have a very good record, does it? We were told it was 90% effective. Now we're being told 30% or 40%. Every time we learn something about COVID, we've been told lies. You know, here's the deal. Half of the people didn't even have to die, probably. They weren't treating it properly. It was no one's fault. It's all new. But now we should switch to treatment. That's what we should switch to. Take all the scientific horsepower and muscle in a vaccine and get a treatment. Get a treatment. Like monoclonal antibody infusion, Terry. Did you know no one even knew it was out there until we did it on our show? Then you heard it on the local news, and the governor came out a day later. A day later. All free. Monoclonal antibody infusion. All free. And no one talked about it. Not one person. And there are clinics all over the state. Why is that? No one is emphasizing treatment. Why? I don't know. Why does everyone stress the vaccine? What is so damn important about this vaccine? You know, if they had a pill that could do away with the virus, minimize treatment, no hospitalizations, wouldn't that do this? Wouldn't that be better, actually? That would be better. But no one wants it. Now, if we have the scientific knowledge to develop a vaccine, why can't we develop a treatment? Why are we not doing that? We have more coming up.
That was good, man.
How long will this bull market last?
I agree too, man. Therapeutics.
Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at
And I don't even mind if they do everything, but geez, you know, at least tell us about it. Unlike that monocular blah blah blah.
That thing you can't say.
That fucking thing that didn't exist, although it did exist.
It didn't exist because nobody could see it.
It was the bear in the woods taking a shit.
No, it was the shit in the woods. You weren't from the bear.
FixMyHome.com. That's right. We're going to be talking to the owner of Fix My Home coming up, of Fix It 24/7, with some special deals during this time of reprieve. And you better be lucky that it's not freezing, because it will be eventually. We know it. So stay tuned for a very special from FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. That's where you're going to get a special. So take the number down, because it's going to be for a limited number, 720-526-3939. I want to talk about the Art of Granite. The Art of Granite is the name, but they do marble. They do granite, of course, like the name implies. But they also do quartzite. They do man-made. Any kind of material you want for your counter, they do at wholesale. They install it. They tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. TheArtofGranite.com. You can get a price on the phone. TheArtofGranite.com. 303-386-5919.
Colorado Gives. Do you? As the largest provider of shelter to women.
Northern Colorado, Catholic Charities supports our neighbors through every stage of life. We provide medical care to women, early education to little ones, affordable housing for seniors and veterans, and feed thousands of people each year. Go to coloradogives.org/CC Denver to pre-schedule your donation.
I hope I didn't throw you having George in the queue. I thought you were going to take him at the 11.
Yeah.
But you saved it good.
Yeah. Huh?
You saved it good.
Yeah. I realized I was doing this commercial.
Okay, but you're going to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hope, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel
one of my worst months
at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free
between
gift.
my implant,
Over 2
my car
million
getting
sold.
stolen, I just found out that my
Clean nose,
oxygen
healthy life.
supplies have to be transferred to a different account, a different company.
Why is that?
Because United Healthcare switched suppliers for the oxygen. So tomorrow, since I'm not going to be here, I was going to call Integra and find out if I need to change plans this year.
You know, Robert Kennedy Jr. is turning on his progressives. You know that? I mean, he's writing all kinds. He wrote this book, The Real Anthony Fauci, Bill Gates, Big Pharma, and the Global War on Democracy.
You know who's really turned on the progressives is Bill Maher.
Is he the Kennedy?
Yeah. But Bill Maher is really turned on them.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, if you listen
I
to
agree
Maher,
100%.
Maher's really turned on the
I liked him even when he was super. Well, he still is super liberal, but he's turned it on them. I agree. Listen to this. So this guy tweets this out. This is the AP. This is fucking crazy. And the numbers are true, but I'll read what they say about it. If you are unvaccinated, you can get COVID and have a over 99% chance of survival. If you get vaccinated, you can still get COVID and will still have a over 99% chance of survival. I mean, that's a true statement, okay? I mean, think about that in itself is fucked up. And here's why they say, the AP is saying, well, wait a minute, okay? They're saying the message is misleading. The average for the entire country cannot be used to calculate an individual's chance of dying from the virus. I know, but it's still the numbers are the numbers. You can be vaccinated and have a 99%, over 99% chance of being fine, and if you're vaccinated, the same thing. But they're saying that's not correct because an individual isn't the same odds.
Of course, you have somebody with underlying conditions.
It's just totally. But those other numbers are taking all that into consideration, though.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget your insurance checkup. Get one at least every 2 years, or on the outside 3 years. It's free. 303-996-9000. It's a free objective look at your insurance to see what you're paying. If you have a great deal, they will let you know. We have saved a ton of money for people with the free insurance checkup from Compass. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com, 303-996-9000. Let's talk to George. Hey, George, over at Fix It 24/7, I said we're going to do some kind of screaming deal. You know, right now, I mean, let's just say it like it is. It's not cold. It's hot. You guys usually have a ton of a ton of furnace calls and water heaters and winter-related stuff going on this time of year, especially with holidays coming up. But right now, people are taking it easy because they're not feeling the pressure. What's going on? What does this mean to you guys, and what does it pressure you to do for us?
You know, the thing I would tell you, Tom, is so Wednesday, you remember, it did get cold and snowed and pretty busy then, and we're still waiting on, and we'll be waiting on a few people for a few weeks, depending on what part they needed. But there's some parts that are just, if you have an older furnace, it might take weeks to get that part. And if you have an old furnace, I mean, I'm just telling you, supply chains are getting thinner and thinner, therefore prices are going up. They keep trying to hit us with a price increase. Fortunately, we're a bigger company, so I've been able to push it off, but I'm told here in January I will not be able to push that off, and nobody else has been able to push that off.
So do you have specials on new systems? If people have an older furnace, listen, this is something I've told consumers since I've started doing this thing years ago, and that is, even if it's not cold, it's going to get cold. Even if it's not snowing, and you need snow tires, it's going to snow. Even if it's not hot, it's going to get hot. I mean, it's amazing to me what short memories we have. I mean, right now, this is temporary. And if you have any issues with HVAC, you have a reprieve. You have a time to get it done.
Yeah, we do. We can get a furnace right now, actually. You can get a furnace replaced for under $40 a month with the program we have right now.
Under $40 a month with your program right now. What efficiency would that be for that furnace?
Well, that's the lowest one, so that's the lowest efficiency, which is still...
No, I understand, but it's what a lot of people have.
If you have an old furnace, it's much more efficient than yours is now.
Yeah.
But that's a 2-ton. I mean, you can get better ones, obviously, with better efficiency. It might be a little more than $40 a month, but right now you can get a furnace right now under $40 a month.
Holy crap. Fully installed.
Yep.
All right. So, I mean, that is incredible. So, if you have a special, okay, new furnaces, starting under $40 a month, what else you have?
We're doing a lot of tune-up specials right now because it's still is warm,
okay.
and
so the tune-up
we
special.
So that issue I just told you, we guarantee your furnace won't break down this winter. So that's the best thing about it. You want to make sure your furnace doesn't break down, and you're stuck in the middle of winter with parts that you can't get.
George, explain exactly, though. People hear furnace tune-up. I mean, explain really what that is when your company does it.
Yeah, so our company actually cleans it. So dirt is the whole point of doing a maintenance when they created maintenance in the 70s was to prolong the life of the system by cleaning the dirt out. So every time you turn your furnace on, Mark, all the air in your home runs through their furnace or air conditioner. All the air in your home runs through there. Dirt, dust, debris cake up on a motor over time, for example, and traps the heat in, makes it work harder, hotter, and therefore, obviously, if that happens, it's going to go out sooner than later. And it also has a seal on it that sometimes, or often, if it's not maintained, that seal cracks, then it starts leaking oil over time, and then that seizes up, and that causes a bunch of other problems. And motors are the biggest thing you can't get. So if that happens and you don't get it cleaned, and I still look for another company in this marketplace that actually pulls and cleans everything for their regular maintenance. I haven't found one. So as far as I know, we're the only company that truly pulls and cleans everything. We don't just come there to try to sell you something, which most people use it as a gimmick to come try to sell you something. And that's why we offer for first-time clients a low price, just to show them what we do and so they can see the difference, because most people have had it done.
Okay.
What's your idea of low?
No, $39 is the low price normally, that's low because it would normally take.
No, the normal price is probably a couple $100.
No, that's what I meant. But I mean, their low price that they normally do is $39. Can you do better than that for people today? Because we're sitting in a tropical paradise.
This is nuts.
Just to clarify, normal price is $139. First-time clients, we do it for $39. Today, if they call in before 5 o'clock today to schedule it, we'll do it for $22 for anybody who mentions your name and it hasn't had a
for the yet. Double deuce, $22. Listen, now here's one that I want to mention this, okay? This is really important. When you say that regular price of $139, I mean, honest to God, what can you get for $139 nowadays from a service company? The $139 is a screaming deal. The $39 is a super screaming deal. So if you can do it for $22, I mean, I swear to you, that's less than people spend on Starbucks in a week. So they can get their furnace completely gone through right now. And here's what I like about it. If there is an issue, and as you said, you're not looking for trouble, you're looking to make it work. But if there is an issue, they're not hard-pressed up against sub-zero weather trying to get it done, and they have time to think. So how long are you going to hold out this $22?
Anybody who mentions your name and then before 5 o'clock, they just got to call before 5 o'clock. So like right now, if you're trying to call and can't get through, you will, or they'll get back to you.
Now, here's the deal. You don't have to have it done today. Just call to reserve your $22 spot. Is that right?
That's right.
All right, so fixmyhome.com. Here's the phone number for Fix It 24/7. You call before 5, mention Martino. You get a $22 furnace check and clean, complete check, clean, and adjust. Check, clean, and adjust. $22. Extraordinary clean. That's 720-526-3939. Pass that around. Use Martino. Just reserve your slot. Listen, you don't have anything to lose. It's $22. 720-526-3939. $22. 720-526-3939. Now, I got to take this call going into the break here because I just don't understand what the call screener says here. Julie?
Yes.
What did you want to say, Julie?
I want to say that I don't believe COVID ever existed.
Well, what do you mean by that, Julie? Because, listen, I am very distrustful of everything, but I do believe it does exist. So what do you mean it does not exist?
I think it's a way for the government to control everybody.
I think they've used it. I think they've used it as a way to control people, but I don't think they made it up.
I think Fossey is completely full of crap.
I know, but Julie, are you saying these people that got sick? I mean, Mark and Suzanne got sick. What are they getting sick with?
It's pre-existing conditions.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, my brother had gotten both the shots.
Yeah.
Last year, starting in January of last year.
Yes.
And he got the first shot, then he got the second shot. Then he was diagnosed with cancer. Then they claim he got COVID after he got both of the both of the shots.
Yeah. But why do you say it does not exist? That's the part where we part company. I mean, you can't deny its existence.
I deny it because I think those numbers are made up.
Okay, so the people who are getting sick, what are they getting sick with?
They have pre-existing conditions, diabetes.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about getting sick with the flu and they're diagnosed with COVID. The ones, Mark didn't have a pre-existing condition. He got COVID. So what was he sick with if it wasn't COVID?
That I don't know, but the same thing happened with my uncle. I mean,
Julie, I'm sorry. You know what? I am open-minded. I let people talk. I'm not here just to put on every single. Look. With respect, okay, you say it does not exist. I believe COVID does exist. I believe it's a serious health crisis. I don't like the control it's giving government. I don't believe in mandates. I think we should concentrate more on treatment and more on strengthening our immune systems. All of that. Deputy Dollar, what follow-up do you have, sir?
Good morning, Tom.
Hey, man, thank you for your patience. What kind of follow-up do we have?
So, a week or two ago, we had a woman named Nancy who had bought a TV from Walmart like 2.5 years ago, and she purchased the extended warranty at that time. And then in May of this year, 2021, she had a problem with her TV. It stopped working. The insurance company said, take it to this service center here in Denver. And she did. And that was the end of May. And then she didn't have a TV, well, for 4 months, 5 months, whatever it is. And Mark and Suzanne took over a TV just to loan to her. She's a 76-year-old
I
woman.
remember that woman. Yes, they took over a TV because she couldn't get hers back. What happened then?
Well, we got through the glitch or the problem with the insurance company.
It's called Lariat.
I ordered a replacement for Nancy off the insurance website. She got it last Friday, and she's happy. Unfortunately, she's in the hospital today for some spinal surgery.
Oh.
But she sounds real chipper. She's doing
good.
She's doing great.
Well, I'm glad.
But,
that is a great follow-up. So she was able to she got a brand new TV under the warranty.
Yes.
You know, it's too bad that we had to get involved just to get her what she had coming. But we appreciate that, Deputy Dollar. More coming up.
This is my sin house. So give her a call. Here's her phone number. I'll tell you what to say. It's 303-665-6.
So you know what was amazing, Tom? Is that they found my car in Idaho Springs.
Yeah.
And Mark and Suzanne were going to Idaho Springs that same day.
I know. What are the chances? Wasn't that insane?
Amazing.
We probably wouldn't have ended up going if you didn't need a ride up there, but we were definitely thinking about it.
Oh, that was such a great coincidence.
I couldn't get over the weather up there. It was busy as hell there, Doc. We went downtown. If you go to if you keep taking that road another mile, holy shit, man. It was so busy, I couldn't believe it.
Really?
It was packed.
Well, it's
wall-to-wall people.
Well, they can't go skiing.
And all the little shops. I felt really good for all the little shops, man.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. Simply Floors Inc. will get you floor coverings at the lowest prices, the best installers, and the best overall experience. 52nd and Ward is where they're located, the southwest corner. But they'll come to you with anything you're interested in. All you have to do is give them, not give them a call. All you have to do is go online, actually, and set up your own appointment. Simply Floors, Inc. You'll love the experience. You'll love the price. You'll love the product. Simply Floors, Inc. INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Hey, one thing that'll get you over the hump if you're not feeling good is RockyMountainIvyMedics.com. RockyMountainIvyMedics.com. They can come and give you therapy right at your place of business, in your home. They even go to some truck stops and meet over-the-road truckers. They come to you with medical professionals, and it doesn't cost you any more than if you went to an IV bar, so why go anywhere? Have them come to you. Medical professionals at your place. RockyMountainIvyMedics.com. You can call or text for same-day, sometimes same-hour appointments, 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155.
If you love trivia, if you love the hugely popular stuff.
Doesn't exist. I mean, everything you're saying is, about how you deal with it, you can argue about. But to deny its existence is just, she's got to be a member of QAnon, whatever that's called.
Or just stupid, man. Some people just go to that spot. Some people, once they get it in their head that there's something going on, okay, then they jump to the worst possible scenario. It doesn't exist. It's all made up.
Right, all these sick people
are faking it.
No, I don't think she said they're faking it. It's because they have underlying conditions.
No, but that's what I said, that they were faking it.
Yeah, right.
All these sick people are faking it.
Right.
Mark, we're listening in here. I'm running to the restroom right quick.
Okay. Make it quick.
I'm old.
At our age, it's not always that quick.
That's what I was about to say. I'm old, Doc. It's only going to come when it comes.
Tom, did Stephanie get sick at all?
No.
She's okay?
Mm-hmm. So far. That's another reason it's not.
Now is the time to call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky reminding you that mortgage rates are still incredibly low.
Doc, I'm still not 100%, but.
Well, it takes a while. But, didn't Fauci, or am I imagining it, that they said that you should try taking vitamin zinc? Didn't they recommend that at one point?
Maybe. I wish they did.
I thought they did.
Then you may be able to skip 2 mortgage payments, creating even greater upfront savings. So what are you waiting for? It only takes 10 minutes to get started.
But you're right. I mean, the whole system is designed to cure, not prevent.
That's 303-695-7000.
But except in this case, they're not going for treatment. They're discouraging treatment. They are, Doc. They're discouraging it. Do we have any waters in there? Yeah, I'll go get you one.
I'll get it more.
Thanks, Doc.
You want anything more?
No, I got ice water in here. Look, this listener made us his. There's an ice machine in there. Did you know that? In the kitchen, there's a fucking ice machine.
Mr. Fix-A-Leak can't do that. Apparently, you can't fix leaks either. Tired of leaks or low water pressure? Call Repipe Specialists, and in 1 to 2 days, they can repipe your whole house with new PEX tubing and guarantee no leaks for life. Call 303.
You know, you got to give the world credit the way they track fucking disease, though. I mean, look at how they find out about this.
Call today.
You have little rats all over.
Do you think everyone that goes into the hospital they like?
You might want to let
They try to look.
Next to last bottle of water.
I got a shitload in our car. I just got to bring up. Do you think if you go into the hospital virtually anywhere in the world for COVID, they draw your blood and make sure it's the same variant they're used to, or look for a new one?
They must. Otherwise, how would they know it's a different variant?
I know.
They must do a DNA test on it.
And then they upload it into a database, just like DNA or whatever.
Yeah, so
COVID.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Don't forget, SaferNet.com can save your assets. No, it can save you, seriously. SaferNet.
Here, I want to explain this in a very simple way. The other day, I was told by Amazon that something didn't go right? And I clicked on it, and SaferNet came up and said, warning, and wouldn't let me go there. And it turned out it wasn't Amazon. Now, I wasn't feeling at my best, so maybe that's why I clicked on that. But SaferNet saved my ass. SaferNet is an application that runs in the background and monitors in and out activity and will not let viruses, malware, or anything wrong or anything bad into your computer. And even if you purposely downloaded something, it won't let it get back out. So it protects you. And it's only for this computer, only a couple bucks a month. And for my iPhone, a couple bucks a month. For my my iPad that I use when I'm flying and all that, that's a couple bucks a month. So every device you have, it's a few bucks a month. SaferNet.com. I can't say enough about them. SaferNet.com. It's the cheapest protection you'll ever get. And here's the best news. I'm going to get you 44 days free of the service with no obligation to renew. 44 days free just using Tom in the promo code. Okay, just using Tom in the promo code. Jaden, what was your comment on COVID, sir? Go ahead.
So, I'm actually have a situation. My grandma is in the hospital because she was exposed to COVID and almost died.
Yes.
She's high risk.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm young, I'm 21.
Yeah.
I'm not as worried. Everyone in my household who's older, they're like 40, and they have all underlying health issues. They all tested positive, but when I tested positive, I didn't have any of the symptoms.
Uh-huh. That's possible.
So now the hospitals won't let my grandma come back home with us until we can figure out until everybody there is negative.
I understand that.
Now,
don't you understand that?
I mean, I do, but at the same time, if my immune system is a healthy one, so I have a healthy, I live a healthy lifestyle, and I was recently in a
I understand.
car accident.
They don't want her to be reinfected is what they're saying.
Okay.
There are some people who believe you can't get reinfected. There are others who swear they got reinfected. I'm not going to argue with them. I imagine there's enough various strains that you could get a similar strain and feel the same, and feel like you're reinfected when you're actually getting something different. Jaden, the point is, I mean, listen, I know that we all have our doubts on taking medical advice, and they're saying we don't want her going home until you guys test negative. I would just go with them right now. At some point, we have to make up for our minds for ourselves on who we're going to trust. I just every day have to make that choice. Do I trust this one? Do I trust that one? Why do I trust this one? Why do I not trust that one? John, what's going on with you, John?
Yeah, last week my wife and I went to buy a car. We're actually trying to replace a car from an accident that she had.
Yes.
Toward the beginning of the year. And we went to this dealership. They found a vehicle. We test drove it. They had a price for us. They wanted to look at a vehicle that we wanted to trade. We told them we really didn't have a vehicle to trade. We were looking to replace one. We went ahead and went through an option because we do have a 9-year-old car. So we thought, well, we'll entertain it, see what they're willing to provide as a trade-in. they weren't willing to give us anything more than $500 for that trade-in. And
wait.
when we
You
said
didn't
we
have
wanna do the
anything.
trade,
Hold on. You didn't have anything to trade at first, but then you found something.
well, we did have another car. We thought we would entertain it.
Right.
Like I said,
Okay.
It's a 10-year-old car, 160,000
But
miles.
they would only
If
give
it's
you
worth it.
500. Got it.
Correct. So we said we didn't want to do that. We'll
Sure.
just buy the car.
Right.
Now they refuse to sell us the car even at a cash price or even with cash because they didn't want to take because they had to have a trade-in.
Right. Many dealers, this is crazy, I want to tell you. Many dealers are doing this. They're not letting people buy cars without trade because they have nothing else to sell. Isn't that crazy?
And they're doing them without, and you have to finance, can't pay cash.
John, I'm going to tell you something. John, I have seen on almost every car now I look at, and I'm not looking to buy a car, but I just happen to be browsing because we were dropping a car off at a dealer. Now listen to this. There's something called market adjustment they do now to the sticker price. Do you remember when it used to be if you paid sticker price, you were a dummy, right? Now, if you pay sticker price now, you're a genius. You got a deal of the century if you can get it for sticker. Now, I've seen cars, I swear to God, marked up, Mark, as much as $100,000. Market adjustment on some luxury cars. And I've seen other regular cars marked up $20,000, $25,000. Were you paying above sticker on this? Was it a new or used car? What was it?
It was a brand new car, and we were going to pay at sticker price.
Wow, you were lucky. You were lucky. What kind of car? What kind of car?
Toyota RAV4 Prime.
I am shocked that they were going to sell that at sticker. I really am. I'm shocked.
Well, that's why they refused to take my trade for anything more than $500 when the car's worth $8,000.
Well, obviously you didn't want to do it. You shouldn't have done it. Then it's a bad deal because then in essence you are overpaying for that car. That's why they did it that way. But you can't make them sell it. You understand that, right?
Well, I know I can't make them sell it, but I thought that, they've got the car. It's available. Why won't they take cash for it?
Because they don't. Okay, here's why. Because they can sell it tomorrow. They can sell it the next day. They can sell it to anyone for cash. It's not going to be hard. What they want is another car to be able to sell, and without it, they won't do it. They can listen. You just remember these people. This is when times are, it's a seller's market right now. But you know what, Mark? I flat out refuse to buy a car over invoice. over MSRP. No, I can never do it. I don't care, even if I have to drive the wheels off what I have.
Mark, I swear to you, I can't believe. I was looking at Fletcher Jones Mercedes in Newport Beach. Yeah. Every car, $100,000 plus up. So there was a beautiful fucking Roadster at $173,000. Now listen, that's a lot of money. And I said, Steph, as much money as this is, with the horsepower and the way it is, this is comparable to any Ferrari twice as much. Guess what, though? Then I looked closer and it said market adjustment 100, so it was 200. Are you serious? They mark it up, and she says it'll be gone in a few days. So they've been marking up. Listen, they've been marking up G-Wagons 150,000.
Wendy's knows a better breakfast.
Over invoice. So they were going out the door for $350.
Get your Wendy's Buck Biscuit sandwich today.
But this is a perfect example of it.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com will give you the lowdown on what to do with your estate and when to do it. What you need, what you don't need. You can call and ask your questions to our expert, Blake Harris, at Blake Harris Law. Many people need an asset protection trust, and it will protect your assets, not only yours, but when you leave them to your loved ones. Or you can just do a simple will. You may want a payable on death certificate for a bank account or a way to pass on a car or a beneficiary deed for a home. Whatever you need, he can do for you. First, ask all your questions free of charge. Then when you hire him, he'll do everything at flat rates. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. They're there to help you. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. They've helped me get out of pain. They can help you too. I cannot say enough about these people. If you're in pain, 303-GOT-PAIN. Their entire focus is to get you out of pain. They have some non-invasive procedures. They have more invasive procedures, mildly invasive procedures, whatever it takes, they have, and they work with all major insurance. 303-GOT-PAIN.
Maybe you have a loved one who...
I wonder if you tried bargaining with them about the price of the trade-in. They probably had some leeway on that, don't you think? I mean, $500.
So this place, Fletcher Jones, is in trouble.
Man, Fletcher Jones was selling cars when I was a kid in California. Fletcher Jones Chevrolet.
Now they're Fletcher Jones, all luxury.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a little kid, you know, watching 3 channels on TV, Fletcher Jones was selling Chevrolet.
We actually had 5 channels in New York.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We had ABC, CBS, NBC,
Kicks,
PBS, WPIX, and public broadcasting.
We probably had a couple more, but
Channel 11 was
yeah, Channel 11, 5, 2, 4, and 7.
Right.
In California.
But you had to get up and change the channel.
And you know what NBC did back
then? Actually, my parents didn't have to. They just told me.
Right.
NBC went out and got all the 4s.
What do you mean all the 4s?
The Channel 4s.
Oh, yeah, when I came out here from New York.
Back in the day.
That's smart.
Everything was different from back east. Channel NBC was like 7. ABC
well,
was
when I came out here like 40 some odd years ago, KOA TV and KOA radio. And KOA TV was NBC.
But it wasn't 4, it was 7 or 9. NBC was either 7 or 9.
No, it was Channel 4.
Not in the 80s. NBC wasn't Channel 4.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. We were NBC. When I got here, we were NBC, and we were NBC. Then we changed. Then all the affiliates changed. But we started out. It was KOA TV. Yeah, it was.
It must have been quick because in '83, I remember getting confused by the different channels.
Yeah, that's okay. KCNC TV. You look it up in Wikipedia. It was KOA TV, and we were an NBC affiliate. Then we became an NBC O&O, and then NBC took us over, and then we were traded, and NBC went over to Channel 9. Watch.
Okay.
Looking at mine.
This is
right here.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
What we thought was really interesting when we moved out here, it coincided with when one of the stations had that Centennial, that multi-series thing from on one of the stations about the history of Colorado.
As an NBC affiliate from 1953 to 1995.
Gee, I could have sworn it was different.
No, it says right here.
Maybe ABC and CBS.
It was switched to CBS in 95.
Okay.
To present. We were KOA TV.
And it was Channel 4 that whole time?
I remember when Fox first came on.
Yeah, I was on the very first broadcast.
Oh, Fox.
No, not Fox now.
Oh, Fox 31.
Hi, Tom Martino, your
Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay. John, you have another question about selling your car. You said you couldn't get your You couldn't buy the car for cash. They just wouldn't sell it to you, even at sticker. They wanted a trade, but you didn't like what they were going to give you for a trade. They kind of had you over a barrel. What's your other question?
So is there anything is there any type of recourse, or is there anything that we can do to try to purchase a vehicle? Like I said, the car's worth $8,000. They're willing to not give anything more than $500. I think that's completely unreasonable, and they're absolutely purposefully ripping you off so that they can, like you said, make a profit,
right,
and not sell the car at cash.
Well,
without having
have you looked at other dealers for RAV4s?
Yes.
And could you find any?
Yes, at the same price, with the same options.
Well, what about the trade? They wanted a trade as well?
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, that's what you need to do. I mean, really, when it comes to free enterprise, you have to go where the best deal is or hold back from buying. Listen, the only message we're going to send in this market is we're not going to take it. And if we say that, eventually prices come down. As long as people are going to keep paying over sticker and taking it in the shorts, basically, they're going to keep doing it. People are not sticking up for themselves.
Well, I'm not going to do it.
No, I'm not going to buy over sticker ever. Ever, ever, ever. And if it means not buying a new car, I'll never buy one. I mean, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to do a bad deal just because everyone else is doing a bad deal.
Agreed.
When this woman at the Mercedes dealership said to me, well, everyone's paying over sticker. And I said, well, okay, but not me. I'm just not going to do it. How can you drive off a lot knowing you paid $50,000 or $100,000 more than a car's worth? And of course, that's ridiculous numbers. Let's talk regular cars. How can you drive off a lot knowing you paid $10,000 or $12,000 or $15,000 more than the highest sticker price? I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. You start out upside down. But that's the way the world's going right now. People are just crazy. When they start making wise decisions, then everything falls into line. But as long as we play into it, we lose. We have more coming up.
No different than rental house prices right now. You know, it's a buyer's, it's a seller's market.
People are unscrupulous opportunists, unfortunately.
Well, is it any different than selling your house?
Yeah, unscrupulous opportunists.
See, I still have this deep-seated congestion. Oh, God damn it.
Why don't you get an IV a week early? Seriously, you should get one tomorrow instead of waiting for another week.
Advanced Hair worked for me, and it's going to work for you too. They even
don't usually get it the first of the month.
That your new hair is going to grow. For your free consultation, $250 off and $250.
It's funny because you don't sound good.
720.
No, I know.
Legalities of the league.
Well, it's in your chest. You don't snap. It's in your nasal cavity.
Now, I was told I shouldn't work out because it increases the congestion. Yeah, it's not good. When you're down, let your body heal.
KHOW Denver and
So I haven't worked out.
available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
You also
One for music, radio, and podcasts.
oxygen
All
in
in
your
one.
body is getting.
If there's a bottle of water, you can bring it to me.
ABC News, I'm Victor Opendo. At the White House, President Biden addressing the nation as a new coronavirus variant emerges around the world, saying sooner or later we'll see it here in the U.S. But he also says
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic.
the president joined other nations in ordering travel restrictions from southern Africa, where it's believed the variant originated.
We'll fight this variant with scientific and knowledgeable actions and speed, not chaos and confusion.
The president saying a detailed plan on how to combat COVID-19 this winter
at the casino
presented on Thursday.
about half the
Until then,
people
he's
wear
encouraging
masks.
Americans to get vaccinated if they
Including
haven't
me.
already done so, and to continue wearing masks in public indoor places. In
I
Vienna,
mean, what's
world
the big
leaders
deal
have
if you
begun
play
a new
poker
round of
to wear
talks
a
with
mask?
Iran on reviving the 2015 nuclear deal. And in Istanbul, Turkey, a powerful storm bringing deadly pine winds. 4 people dead.
goodness.
This is ABC
Just
News.
one, you
Jury
remember,
selection
go see Cal,
underway in
go
the
see
trial
Cal,
of
go
actor
see
Jesse
Cal.
Smollett. He was charged
What?
with felony disorderly
Doing
conduct.
a Cal
But
Wood
law
in
enforcement
commercial.
and prosecutors
Go
said
see Cal,
Smollett
go see Cal,
lied
go
to
see
police
Cal.
about a racist attack in January 2019. Online sales are expected to approach $11 billion on this Cyber Monday, but along with the bargains, there are some risks.
Retailers see a huge profit potential in Cyber Monday, so do scammers. Judy Dollison of the Better Business Bureau says consumers need to approach with caution.
Do your independent research and see if it's really a legitimate company and maybe read some customer reviews to see what other people are saying about the company.
A favorite trap that scammers set involves setting up a website whose name is very close to the name of an actual site. Buying an item from a fake could compromise your personal financial information. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Virgil Abloh, a trailblazing figure in fashion and Louis Vuitton artistic director, died over the weekend after a private battle with cancer. Victor Oquendo, ABC News.
Where can I find a must-have laptop at a gotta-have-it price?
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need a holiday tech gift for my husband that will make his jaw drop at a price that won't drop mine.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has big savings on the best holiday tech. And now, a Lenovo IdeaPad 5i with Intel i7 processor is just $649.99. You save $250. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Ends 12/4, limit 2, in-store only while supplies last.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Start your vision with top tech up to 50% off during their Cyber Monday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
K-How News Time, 12:03.
With all of Colorado down in a condition of drought, the Front Range still has no precipitation on the horizon. Fox 31's Travis Michaels says that the warm, dry weather is going to be with us for a while.
Temperature-wise and precipitation-wise, we look to be above average with our temperatures for the next 2 weeks and look to be below average with our precipitation. This is not what we need to see as the drought conditions continue across Colorado.
Temperatures in Metro Denver will be around 70 to start the work week, about 20 degrees above normal. Colorado Springs is also on the verge of setting a new record for its latest first snowfall. Despite a few flurries, the city's not had any measurable snow recorded to Colorado Springs Airport.
So where are those cups, Mark?
They're in a box right next to Suzanne's thing. They're cool because of the ice. And I usually like room temp, but I like this ice.
I was jealous.
She came. We had her over for Thanksgiving to Jazz, her little girl.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
She is the craftsman,
Right now
or the crafts, craft sheet. She's the craft sheet.
I-70 itself has accident free. Now, if you're on
Craftsman. Now, what would they use for the word craftsman now?
Mark's given the wage.
No, you can't say craftsperson. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Oh, if they're not really attached to you.
How about actor, even if it's
Although
female?
the men in my house, my son and Mark love cranberries.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
But then there's also actress.
I know, but they say don't use that.
Holidays are a perfect reason to visit the Broadmoor. Whether it's the traditional holiday show featuring singer Sheena Easton or one of their spectacular New Year's Eve celebrations.
You ask any actress what they are, they will say I am an actor.
Saving money has never been more important.
Are you into
it? What more can you do?
Not really, just that.
Yeah.
Just I watch with Mark. A lot of times, like our deal is like get in the hot tub to watch football. Usually I play my music while he watches the game. So then, we listen. We don't listen to the game. Just watch,
From my friends at American Finance.
Yeah.
There is no pressure. There's no obligation. There's no upfront fee, no hidden fee, no application fee. Just a simple conversation with a salary-based mortgage consultant, where you will learn about custom programs that may be a better fit for you than your current mortgage, because there's more to a mortgage than just a lower rate. You can access cash, pay off high-interest debt, upgrade your home. You can even skip 2 mortgage payments, creating even greater upfront savings. Think of the possibilities, then pick up the phone and call American Financing. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 122334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Mornings at 6. The Situation with Michael Brown.
Well, the world continues to be upside down, inside out, both weird and funny. Let's talk about some examples live tomorrow.
Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. And this hour brought to you by GenesisSolarCO.com. Genesis, the people we trust for your solar. Now, by the way, Genesis Total Exteriors is a name we've known and trusted for years. And Mark Szymanski is doing solar. And you can trust him for that. He's aligned with a manufacturer that is offering a 25-year warranty on all components and a 25-year performance guarantee. And it only takes 20 minutes to evaluate your site to see if you're a good candidate for solar. They do it off premises. They don't even have to visit you. So call for an evaluation. GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. 303-474-4317. Folks, I really have given up trying to, and not given up, I never really tried, and I don't want to try to change your opinion on anything when it comes to COVID and all the craziness going on. We want to be a source of an exchange of ideas. Your source for an exchange of ideas. I have my own thoughts, but who cares, right? They're my thoughts, right? I mean, I don't care if you think the way I do. I am vaccinated. I had a booster. I'm not sure what it did for me. I mean, I did it. I try to stay healthy with my immune system. And I respect others. I don't get in their face, and I try to stay away. And if they want me to wear a mask, I'll wear one. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if masks make a big difference. I don't know. I read some things that say yes, some things that say no. And apparently the vaccine, it works to some degree. I do think we should concentrate right now, get all of our medical people concentrating more on treatment. If we could have viable treatments, it could help. I mean, it's actually almost, to me, more sensible. Because if you're sick and you have it, you treat it, get over it, you knew you had it, you stay away from others. With a vaccine, you could be carrying it to others and not even know it. You could be asymptomatic and be carrying the disease to others. So it's weird to me. It's just weird. I don't quite understand how it's all supposed to work. But I want to be an exchange of ideas for you guys if you need help or to try to get you information on things. Everyone's trying to do the best they can, I think. I mean, there might be a few people out there with evil intent, but for the most part, I can't walk around thinking everybody's, for me or against me based on what they believe. I'm not going to take it personally. But just when we thought we were out of the woods, it's like everything's going back. The masks, the fear, it's all going back. And it's interesting to note that more people died of COVID in 2021 than in all of 2020. Think about that one. With the vaccines and with everything we know, more people have died in 2021 than in 2020. Why is that? Is it because some people say that's because we had shutdowns in 2020? I don't know. Anyway. Darling, what's happening with you, darling? What's going on?
My neighbor, indecent exposure, Robert Smith, at 145 Grape Street.
Hold on. Can you ride that level on that, please?
He's got two great, big, huge piles of leaves. They've been sitting out there for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Can he just leave them?
Yeah, they can actually. Let me tell you something. Believe it or not, we get so many complaints about the leaf thing because so many people they end up blowing their leaves into the other yard, or they blow them into the street. They go back into the yards. It's just an endless cycle.
Those poor leaves.
I mean, if you don't pick them up and bag them, they're going to go somewhere. So this bag...
Going to go to me because he's got them all crunched up. And, I mean, they're humongous piles.
You ever hear Pat from Saturday Night Live? It sounds just like Pat.
Hey, darling, so when you talk to, did you ever talk to him about it?
I have nothing to do with him. He's a very bad person. Out there washing his car, letting his pants go down, showing his private parts. I was shocked out of my mind.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, that
What'd you do?
Disgusting.
No, it's disgusting. So he was washing his car, letting his pants...
his pants go down, showing his private parts.
How old is this person?
Huh? He must be in his 45, at least 45, 50 years old.
Okay, so the big pile of leaves, where are they?
On the south side and the north side, in the front yard.
Okay. And you can't talk to him.
No,
so
I don't want any.
I received a call from somebody that said they were with Amazon.
What did they want?
They had said that there was a charge of $2,500 on my account, and they were asking if I initiated it, and I told them I didn't.
Did they want you to log on?
No, they sent me to, they said, their fraud department, and the first gentleman was an Indian accent. And then the fraud department that he sent me to was also an Asian Indian accent.
Okay.
And so he said, well, we're going to try to see, who charged this amount on your account. But he said also, do you have a vehicle? It was like a 2013 Toyota Tacoma. And I said, what does that have to do with this fraud? He said, well, there was, and it started going off.
By the way, I want to ask you something, Andrew. Do you have the Toyota?
I did. I sold it a while back.
So somebody got information about you.
Yeah, and that's kind of what my question was. Is I was kind of playing along with this guy, and he said, well, your vehicle was involved in an accident in Texas, and inside the vehicle they found some cocaine and some methamphetamine.
Well, wait a minute. What does this have to do with Amazon?
And that's what I was wondering myself. But they kept kind of pressing the fact that there was going to be some charges against me, and I said, okay, then what do I have to do? And they said, well, we can take care of this if you have to pay so much money.
How they want you to pay it?
With gift cards.
Oh my God, they're up to that again. So what kind of gift cards?
They were saying Best Buy or Home Depot. But
and why did they? I wonder, how do these scammers justify gift cards?
Yeah.
How did they do it to you? What did they say?
They just said that in order to get me out of this trouble, and that's what was so goofy. Is it started out with the Amazon charge, and it wound up with my vehicle being involved in a drug transaction in Texas. And
so, how'd you leave it with the guy?
Well, I just kind of kept playing along, and I think they realized. But the other thing that he brought up was he said, well, do you live at such and such address, or at this other address? And the address happened to be the previous house address that I recently moved from. Well, it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering is do they have any special searching?
I think what happened somewhere along the line, they breached something that had your information. Now they're trying to put together a profile. And so that's why they're teasing you with what they found, because they need to complete the profile.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I were you, I would put a fraud alert on all my credit reports.
Okay.
Or a credit freeze. A credit freeze is where no one can get a credit check on you at all without first you unlocking it.
I see.
And if you do that, there is no way for people to take out credit in your name. It's almost fail-safe. Okay. But so it started out. Did you, by the way, get any phone numbers for these people?
I did not. They just transferred me through.
Man, you were smart not to fall for it. So you did not give them anything, right?
No, I gave them. They were asking for my Social Security number, and so I gave them a bogus number. And then that's when he said, "Well, what about did you have a previous address that matched this?" And then they also brought up my vehicle, and so I that was my question. It seems like they've got some sort of searching capabilities on, to pull up people's information. But
yeah, don't worry about it though, because you didn't do anything. I mean, you were smart enough not to let them, have any information. I wouldn't worry about it.
If you've been with sleep apnea, then you've probably been off that sleep apnea machine, and maybe not much else. And hey, if that's all you can get and it helps, then I guess that's fine. But Dr. David Alford at the Colorado Voice Clinic works with newer technologies that revolutionize sleep apnea and other sleep disorders. In fact, Dr. Offerman is on the clinical advisory board of a company developing one of these new technologies because of his expertise. If you need help with sleep apnea or other sleep issues, make an appointment today at coloradovoiceclinic.com.
Ideal Home Loans for your
next Ideal Home Loan. If you're looking for a loan, Ideal can do the loan for you, and they can get it done very quickly. Here's what I like about Ideal. Listen to all of the features. First and foremost, the interest rate guarantee. If rates go down over the next 2 years, even by just 0.75%, they will refinance you free of charge. That's the interest rate guarantee. Then they have the pick your own term loan, which is like a cash deal. When you pick your own term, what you want is the lower interest, but you don't want to go back to 30 or 15, so you pick whatever term you want. And then that pre-approval, which is the one like the cash deal, the pre-approval is where they already put the money aside for you. All you have to do is find a house. And it is like a cash deal. Ideal Home Loans has you covered for your next Ideal Home Loan. 303-867-7000. That's 867-7000. If you are in an accident and there are injuries involved, I want to remind you that you can get free legal advice when you need it the most about that injury, about that accident, from John Fuller. You should never talk to your insurance or the other guy's insurance before at least getting some advice. John Fuller will give you that advice free of charge on the phone. Give him a call if you're in an accident, after you take care of the scene, of course, and then ask him your questions. He can tell you what he thinks you should do. And if you decide to hire him, there's still no out-of-pocket money available or charged to you. He only charges a percentage of what he collects for you. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. That's John Fuller. Look for John Fuller at referralist.com. If you're looking to sell your old jewelry, your old precious metals in any form, including old watches, mismatched earrings, or maybe coin collections, even incomplete, you can go to David Ellis Jewelry at 3rd and Clayton. Here's the good part about David Ellis Jewelry. Not only is it a great place to get a check for your precious metals, but hey, you might want to do some fun shopping while there, although that's not required. It's just fun. 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779. That's DavidEllisJewelry.com. Honest, local, immediate payment for your precious metals. 3rd and Clayton. DavidEllisJewelry.com. 303-322-8779.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example,
Tommy, Addie taught me a way to entertain myself at the airport tomorrow. So just gonna airdrop randomly to people. Hopefully I don't get mugged.
You can.
Oh yeah, if they're public and you're public, yeah, but I'm gonna just airdrop this. Oh, that'd be great.
Will they know where it came from?
They'll know it's no. Here's what she was sending to people at Maggiano's a couple nights ago.
Oh my goodness.
Getting started is easier.
What was she sending?
This to Maggiano's, people at Maggiano's the other night. She's just, but then she
I think
said,
it's so weird.
but I'm going to
people
send
just
this at the airport.
Send people pictures like that if their shit's open.
No, sure you can. That's how your
So
mailbox
you
is
just,
full of
that's
junk
all you
mail
have to
and your
do?
phone is always
Anybody that's on
ringing
public.
If the public and I have an iPhone, they have to accept it, so they can still decline it. But she gets some responses. This is what she was doing at Maggiano's.
The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone.
And then this is what I'm going to send tomorrow.
For more than 30 years, Cordell and
I guess
Cordell
that's taking the place of teaching Jesus trees, right?
Have you seen this movie? If you haven't, you got to put it on your list. Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, I've seen that.
Stuff from Dumb and Dumber. It's hilarious.
I've seen Dumb and Dumber.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 630 KHOW.
You guys watch Yellowstone last night?
I turned it on and fell my ass.
Really?
Did you see the first couple of them?
I've seen them all. And that's why, I record them and then I kind of catch myself up. So I missed that last one. I was going to watch it last night. Nah, it didn't last.
What did you think about the Broncos yesterday?
They won,
This is Chris
right?
Collins.
They
Here's
look
what's
pretty-
trending on
they
the
look
iHeart
pretty
Sports
good.
Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Patrick Surtain, the second, had 2
So where's your car right now?
It's at, Chevy Auto Tech.
What are you doing to drive?
I rented a car. I mean, what else do you do?
So you did not have comp on
I
that.
didn't have comp. It's an old car. It's a beat up 216 Subaru.
But you had collision. That's what I don't understand.
No, I don't have collision.
Oh, good.
I just have, liability.
Download the top-rated
Obviously,
DraftKings
why don't you
Sportsbook app
go
today and use code
The car, I think it got beat up.
All
It's got a
when
new
you
one.
sign up. That's
How many miles are on it?
About
for a special
60,000.
offer.
Fuck no. That car's probably worth 15 grand. A 2016 Subaru what?
Outback. But it's beat up.
It's only got a little body beat up on it. What's the inside like?
Oh, the inside's fine. The outside has about 3 or 4 good sized dents on it.
You might get to sell that to me.
Hi, Tom
Martino, your troubleshooter. Water Pros for the best water systems ever at the lowest prices. Waterpros.net. Under $2 grand for full whole house systems. Or for a drinking fountain, never buy bottled water again under $1,000. Waterpros.net. 303-713-TALK is our number. 713-8255. Listen, I think it's pretty common that by now you must know if somebody's asking for payment to be sent in some kind of gift card, it's a fraud. No matter what. There is not one legit company, not one that allows or that wants to be paid by gift cards, ever. Not one law enforcement agency, not one court, not one, nothing. So these people called this guy, first saying there was an unauthorized charge on his Amazon account, and then saying, oh, by the way, your car, did you own such and such? It was in an accident. They're just doing all kinds of fishing to try to figure out where they can get this guy to pay them money. And I'm telling you, don't give in. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255 is our number. We have lines open. What am I looking at here? This is
the value of that Subaru.
The value of that Subaru is how much?
$20K, and that is in like bad shape.
$20,000.
That's fourth level down. There's only one worse. It's excellent, something good, and then fair.
Trying to burn your money? No.
We were wondering.
I guess I'll get.
We were discussing when should you stop insuring a vehicle, other than liability.
Yeah, really. I mean, if you pay it off, of course. If you owe money on it, you can't.
Right.
So, but other than that, when do you stop?
But if you have an older car, but it's still worth a lot, you really have to insure for what it's worth. I mean, if it's worth $20,000, to just have liability on that car is crazy, because that's $20,000 you stand to lose.
Yeah, I know.
And it doesn't cost that much to have.
But where is the amount? Let's say it's worth $3,000. Well, I'd argue that insurance would probably cost you $3,000 for 1 year.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that. But look, here's the deal. If your vehicle is worth what would collision cost on a vehicle of that magnitude?
That would be a question for Compass, but I'm going to take a good guess.
$1,000 a month.
No,
excuse me, a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah. So $1,000. So you're figuring if you're paying $1,000 in a year to insure $20,000,
it's not bad. In fact, I bet it's less than that. Actually, I bet it's less than $1,000 additional. Especially
if you had a $2,000, let's say, deductible.
Yeah, high deductible.
But if you have a car worth that much money, why would you stop insuring it? I mean, that is ridiculous.
Well, a lot of people right now don't know. I mean, that vehicle arguably a year ago might have been worth $10,000.
So we should ask Compass what they tell people, Suze. We ought to ask Compass Insurance Group. I would like to ask them, home of the insurance checkup, I'd like to ask them what they think about dropping collision coverage. Obviously, if it's finance, you don't have a choice. But once you pay it off, when should you drop that coverage? You know, that's really what I want to talk about.
How about if you owned your house in 1,000,000 years, would you ever not insure it? No way.
No, of course not. No.
Even if it's 10, 15, 20 grand a year.
Our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, I have taken on this new sponsor called Core Scans.
Yeah, help me out here. What is this?
Okay. You've all seen the handheld, maybe you haven't. You know, it's a handheld scanner. It's, for taking ultrasound like a baby.
Like when your wife's pregnant.
Yeah. Now, they've made these handheld scanners to such a degree now where they can detect soft plaque inside arteries.
And soft plaque will?
Now, soft plaque is the stuff that strokes are made of, and they're the stuff that heart attacks are made of, and aneurysms and all kinds of bad stuff.
So
soft plaque.
So
now,
if it breaks loose, you have a stroke or what?
Yeah, or it just clogs up your carotid. Now, here's the thing. What they've learned was that when you ultrasound the carotid artery, it's called a CIMT scan. When you ultrasound that, you can see soft plaque. This is not a run of the mill. This is not the ones you see. Some people do these, but they only look at hard plaque. Looking at hard plaque doesn't mean anything. So if you get a heart scan, these heart scans are going away because they don't really predict a lot. But when you can see the soft plaque, it can tell you a lot about the condition of your body. 98% of the time, if you have soft plaque in that carotid, it's elsewhere in your body, and it detects heart disease and risk of stroke.
Okay, then what?
Okay. So, if you decide
you can't do a damn thing about it, who cares?
But you can. That's the thing. Nowadays, more than ever, they have the most advanced treatments available for not just stopping it in progression, but reversing it for the first time ever. There's all kinds of methods, and I'm not going to I'm not going to tell you how to treat it. Doctors will tell you how. But the people at Corscan,
early, they can put you on medication that'll get rid of the plaque.
That's right. It'll actually
reverse it.
It'll actually reverse it. So you can save a life. And my message today is to save a life. Okay? That's the message you're going to hear from corescans.com, because we're doing it at an introductory price to get people to buy gift certificates for their loved ones. I had an idea. Guys, don't just advertise this thing. Let's make it available in a gift card so people can sell this thing. They can buy this and give it to their loved ones. $150. I mean, $150. So we'll be talking about that right now, along with other things.
Denver's talk station.
Paragon coming up. Yeah.
Tell people
You're going to fill that, right? Do you hear me?
I think
What's that? I will.
I think that's important.
Do it simply if you can, unless you got something.
Okay, instead?
Yeah.
Or can I do something else?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Damn it.
There is a bad accident at 136th Avenue at Highway 2, so avoid that area. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, continued warm this afternoon, and then tonight.
Somebody put up some weird news on YouTube, but I can't find it anywhere. They said that District Court Judge Hall, CMS, mandate in Alaska, Arkansas, Iowa, blah, 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 pending full trial. But I don't see that anywhere.
Spectacular New Year's Eve celebrations. You are sure to make memories that will last a lifetime. Visit Broadmoor.com for more information.
As I was
just telling you, for $150, you could possibly save the life of a loved one. For $150, you can go online and you can order a gift card from Corescans. That gift card you can do for yourself or for someone else to be used for a carotid scan. It takes less than 15 minutes. It's the most accurate, low-cost diagnostic method available for diagnosing heart disease and risk of stroke. It's non-invasive and pain-free. You can have it done in Denver, near Cherry Creek. They have an area, a clinic, and in Boulder. To find out more, you can call them or go online and actually buy the gift card right now. You can email it directly or print it out to include in your gift. Corescans, C-O-R, scans.com. That's C-O-R-S-C-A-N-S, Corescans.com, 303-519-2433.
So I talk a lot about Matt at Paragon Services, who actually got me $70,000 when my homeowner's insurance said I had no damage. I want to explain to everybody what a public adjuster is. They are there to help you fight your insurance company when they say there is no damage or they're not paying you enough money for the damage they're supposed to pay you according to your policy. Matt literally looks at your policy, whether it's a commercial policy like you own a tire store like I used to, or if it's a homeowner's policy and there's been a hailstorm. It doesn't matter if it's a fire, flood, any kind of damage. He'll look at your policy first off and tell you whether the offer they're making is fair. If it's not, he'll get involved and he kicks ass. Simple as that. Any issues you have, even going back up to 2 years with a commercial policy or a homeowner's policy, call Matt. He can give it a second opinion right now. 719-726-0020 works the entire Front Range. 719-726-0020.
There's stuff that your mom never told you. So join hosts Annie Reese and Samantha McVeigh of the podcast appropriately named Stuff Mom Never Told You. Each weekday, they discuss topics such as politics, history, and pop culture, all examined from an intersectional feminist lens.
In our society, we do pressure people, especially women, to forgive. Since we've both gone through trauma, I just was so torn by it. I'm like, what if I can't forgive?
Listen to the Stuff Mom Never Told You podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The world of Medicare Advantage and supplement plans is complex, even daunting. So I suggest true expert guidance to help you find the right plan. If you're currently or soon to be eligible for Medicare, please talk to the good people at Integrity Health Advisors. They'll meet with you here in their Denver area offices, learn your situation, and help you choose just the right Medicare-related plan for your needs and budget. Integrity Health Advisors charges you precisely $0, and there is no catch, so get started today at integrityhealthadvisors.com.
Psoriatic arthritis made my joints stiff, swollen, painful. Tremfya is approved for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Emerge Tremfyant. Tremfya can help reduce joint symptoms at 24 weeks. Some patients reported less fatigue as assessed by survey 1 week prior. Individual results may vary.
Tremfya is taken by injection at weeks 0 and 4, and then every 8 weeks. Following the 2 starter doses, that's 6 doses a year. By prescription only. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Tremfya. Emerge Tremfyant. To learn more, call 1-877-578-3527 or visit Tremfya.com and talk to your doctor about Tremfya. See our ad in Health Magazine.
Looking for help with Medicare? Take advantage of one-on-one support from United Healthcare at select Walgreens locations in Denver.
Wow.
Current United Healthcare Medicare members can get help with plans, billing questions, and more Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you're new to Medicare or looking to switch plans, talk to a licensed sales agent Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a great way to learn about Medicare plans in the Denver area.
Wow.
Take advantage of one-on-one Medicare support at United Healthcare Medicare Member Services inside Walgreens at 5190 West 120th Avenue in Broomfield, 19028 Lincoln Avenue in Parker, and 205 East Eisenhower Boulevard in Loveland. For more information on United Healthcare Member Services, visit uhcwalgreens.com today. That's uhcwalgreens.com.
Wow.
All clinical and other resource center services provided at United Healthcare at Walgreens locations are provided by employees or agents of United Healthcare Services, Inc. or one of its subsidiaries or affiliates, and such individuals are not employees or agents of Walgreens Company or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates.
Gather near and bring the cheer this holiday season. Dazzle and delight the love of your life with a gift from Helzberg Diamonds. Don't miss great prices on stunning diamond studs, tennis bracelets, gemstone rings, and the year's must-have look, gold jewelry for stacking and layering. Another reason to go to Helzberg, get a free Microsoft Surface Laptop Go with a purchase of $1,699 or more. Visit Helzberg.com or a store near you today. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in store for details.
We all want lower drug prices, and generic and biosimilar medicines save Coloradans billions of dollars over expensive brand-name drugs. The Build Back Better Act being considered by Congress puts these FDA-approved affordable medicines at risk and could extend brand-name drug monopolies forever. Text generics to 52886 and tell Congress to protect generic and biosimilar medicines for our seniors and all Coloradans. Visit protectgenerics.org to learn more. Paid for by the Association for Accessible Medicines.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Henry's got a comment about scam calls. Go ahead, Henry. What's going on?
Yeah, I already got about 10 phone calls like that just today. I get them all day long. And if you find out, if you insult those people, they talk extremely bad back to you. So you notice it's just for that reason that they're all fake.
Yeah, they suck. It's amazing how many people, though, get ripped off online.
Yeah, and I get from Social Security Administration, and most of them are from healthcare and senior benefits. Man, I got at least 10 already just today.
Oh my goodness! And they want you to pay with gift cards?
No, what they want is they just ask for information. They just want me to sign up or give my information, and then once you would give your information, they of course would have everything they need. But yeah, like I said, and they're all Asian people. They sound like they're foreign people. I call them long-tailed monkeys or Pakistan rats. You know, I call them all kinds of names, and they hate that.
Oh my goodness! Now, we talked about insuring a car and when it's wise not to insure a car. And, of course, you know, we also wanted to check with an expert on this. I don't know if there's a formula or not. So we're going to talk to Jeremy over at Compass Insurance Group. That's where they do, you know, the free insurance checkups. All you have to do is call for a free insurance checkup. But I'd like to, Jeremy, I'd like to go over this. Let's talk about insuring a car. Now, we know someone who had a car. It was a 2016. It was paid off. And he stopped with comprehensive and collision and only had liability, but the car's worth like $20,000.
Right. Yeah, I've seen it too. And, you know, I mean, everyone's risk threshold is different. You know, it's a lot of value to not insure, and people don't realize there's so many things that can happen to their car that are out of their control. And so if we're simply talking about getting in an at-fault accident and someone says, hey, I'm a really good driver, you know, that's really only part of the story. There's so much theft, fire, hail damage, you know, on the comprehensive side, and there's so much, you know, that can happen collision-wise that isn't your fault, but you may end up needing your insurance to take care of it. So
how much would it cost? How much would it cost to insure with collision a 2016 car that's worth about $20,000?
I mean, the comp and collision portion of it isn't going to be that crazy. You know, it's because the liability, the damage you cause to other people is always going to be, or most of the time, going to be the lion's share of the premium. So that's where a lot of times people are disappointed. You know, a $20,000 car off the cuff, you know, could be $500-600 a year. I mean, it depends on you know, the driver record. But you're talking, you know, people think it's going to cut it in half or something like that, and it's not, because the $20,000 that they're taking the risk on the physical damage of the car pales into comparison to the hundreds of thousands that they probably have in liability coverage that they might be paying out. So that's the other thing. Usually, even if you're going to be willing to take that risk, a lot of times just financially, when you look at what it cuts, it's just not a good business decision.
My goodness, I guess not. And, you know, you're talking maybe, you know, $50 a month.
Yeah, and, you know, every scenario is going to be different, but rarely on a case with a, you know, high value, let's say $20,000 value, I've never ran a quote where I actually looked at it and go, you know what, you can make a case for that. Of course, we see all the bad things that happen every day, so we know what's out there, but a lot of times people really focused on the rate, and then when there's an issue, all of a sudden they want the coverage, and that's the trick to this, is you got to set yourself up to where you're going to be happy with the coverage you have, you know, and find that balance.
Hey, I'm curious, Jeremy, how often are you seeing people that, you know, you guys represent, they have a claim, but the person that hit them only has the state minimum of $25,000, and either the car's worth more or the accident itself created a lot more injuries than $25,000? Is that something you deal with a lot, and that person doesn't have underinsured or no insurance?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we deal with it a lot, but it certainly happens. Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon by any stretch. And that's one of those things, Mark, is that there's so many scenarios that you can't necessarily plan for where you're not at fault. But yeah, to that example, there's a 3 or 4 car pileup. The at-fault driver has 25,000. We had that call a couple weeks ago, and the limits were exhausted before you got in and got any, and now you got to look to use your collision insurance, and if you don't have it, you're kind of left out, and that's a great scenario where you can make an argument to continue to keep collision coverage on a vehicle.
Yeah, you get hit by somebody that's only got $25,000 in insurance and no other assets, and they do, let's say you lose a leg, you lose a limb, you lose your livelihood, you're going to end up with $25,000 for the rest of your life. That's why that coverage is so important.
Well, I think these state minimums have to be increased. When was the last time
they
were?
They don't even cover most cars nowadays.
When were state minimums last increased? Do you know?
Not in the last 20 years, as far as I've been doing this. Yeah, it's been a long time, and they're really low. And I tell people, even if you get hit by someone with a state minimum, there's a good chance. I think the state minimum, it's hard. What I want people to understand is that your policy can protect you from that. And I get the frustration. People don't like paying more money because other people aren't contributing. I mean, that's a fair point. But I tell people, you not buying like uninsured motorist bodily injury coverage, that's not fixing the solution. That's just making a bad situation worse for you if you don't have those coverages. And yeah, we see more than we should. We see these scenarios.
Hey, Jeremy, last question, do umbrella coverages, if you do have an umbrella, does that extend to that as well, the uninsured or underinsured?
Depends on the company. Most companies know. There are a few companies out there that do offer uninsured motorist additional coverage on the umbrella as well. So, if it's something someone's really looking for, we certainly could put them with an umbrella that has that coverage. It's not standard, but it is available.
All right, thank you very much. So the word is, don't be thinking that you're being a dollar wise when you're being foolish. Yeah, you really are. If it doesn't cost that much, why would you bother dropping coverage like that? Especially if we're talking, $40 or $50 a month. 303-713-8255.
What kind of company? Oh, Tommy and Lori. They're you met him years ago, man. He's 86 years old.
He looks great for his age.
Look, I knew he was 80 something.
86?
I've known him forever. He was a family friend forever, and him and my dad kind of had a falling out over politics years ago. And we have him out for him and his wife out all the time. They're great people. He gets around better than most people in their 60s, man. We don't even discuss it anymore. The risk it has created is beyond anything imaginable.
If you're looking to sell your house, there's a really easy way to do it. Homevestors. Now, do I say do this in place of a broker and a conventional way? Like with Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, Frank Duran will do a great job for you. This is a different way. This is for people who don't want to list. They don't want to do showings. They don't want to do, like repairs, inspections, none of that. They don't want to wait for loan approvals from the buyer. They just want to check. And for that, Homevestors is a viable option. And you know what? There's nothing to lose. You call them and see if they'll buy your home and how much and how fast. It's that easy. You're not obligated. You can always list it. 800-44-BUYER. Find out. 800-44-BUYER. That's 800-44-BUYER. Now, speaking of homes, there are many people that want to stay in their home, maybe assisted living, maybe just have the home and, retire, or maybe even take a vacation or two and then come back to their home. Approval Reverse can help you get a mortgage on your home, a reverse loan, where you'll never be upside down ever. Now, that's the important part about the proper reverse mortgages. With Approval Reverse Mortgage, approvalreverse.com, you will never be upside down. If you get a mortgage, you're guaranteed to stay in that house the rest of your life if you pay taxes and insurance, no matter how much the balance goes to. 303-771-3528. Approvalreverse.com. 303-771-3528.
Davita Incorporated seeks a senior applications developer, job code PK1111 in Denver, Colorado.
Man, I always have such a good time with him. It's really amazing, actually.
And how old's his wife?
Lori's quite a bit younger, man. Second wife, 20 years younger. Yeah, but they've been married 35 years, but 20 years younger. They have a kid together, so Megan, whose wedding I went to, Suzanne and I I think it was last summer, might have been pre-COVID, but she's really cool too, man. She travels more than any 30-year-old I ever met, her and her husband. They've been to Antarctica twice. Now, what the fuck do you go to Antarctica for? They love it. But they've traveled everywhere. They've been way more places than I have. I mean, not even close. Out of the country. They're both in finance. Yeah, these smash and grabs are crazy.
All over the fucking country.
Well, one of them, it might have been CNN, but it might have been Fox, was kind of showing the breakdown of how sophisticated it is. It's not just random shit anymore. I mean, they are well thought out. You'll have groups of like 4 people all over the store. No one knows they're connected. They come in at different times. And in a lot of places, it's happening where you have to have a mask on to begin with. Then all of a sudden, they'll go into
CNN. I'm surprised CNN is coming.
Should. And then boom, they're all synchronized, man, all at the same time, smash and grab. Then they run out front, and there'll be like 5 to 10 cars all lined up, ready for them to jump in. I mean, it's fucking sophisticated.
Well, at least they're calling them robberies now.
That's definitely a robbery. In fact, it's armed robbery because they ended up killing somebody.
The VAs in California said depends on the need.
I
had to have that diamond ring, damn it.
With that kind of an attitude, it would be about the store that you went in. If you went into one of them high-end stores, there was no need.
Dollar store. No one's going to be doing a smash and grab at the dollar store.
Listen to this.
That would be funny just to do as a Saturday Night Live thing.
Listen to this. Representative Mace, blah, blah, blah. She told Fox News over the weekend that it's not important to get vaccine. But then an hour later went on CNN telling people that she supports the vaccines. So it's 2 different stories from the same person on 2 different networks based on what the audience wants to hear.
Crazy.
Is that ridiculous?
Can be used in 3 different applications for an experimental aircraft. First is modernizing a traditional 6-pack panel by simply replacing the attitude indicator with the G5. It is recommended, though, that a magnetic compass still be used. Second is a simple VFR panel layout using the G5 as a primary flight display. To be paired with a portable GPS like the Air 660 for booking map and navigation capabilities. The G5 can also be paired with a multi-axis autopilot system like the GMC 307 autopilot control panel driven by GSA-20 servos. Lastly, the G5 can be used as a backup instrument display for a Garmin G3X system. And with the G5's backup battery, it can offer up to 4 hours of instrumentation in case of an electrical failure. For complete product information on the Garmin G5 electronic flight instrument, please visit our website at aircraftscruise.com or give us a call at 1. Just say play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk. This is it Torin? Is it hello, Torin? Are we have a problem with the connection here?
Maybe we got the name messed up. Hang on.
All right, hold on. Something about Midas made charges. We'll figure that out. 303-713-8255. Let's talk, Suze. And
It's Philip.
Philip. Oh, okay, that was weird. Hey, Philip, what's happening? What's going on, Philip?
Well, Tom, I do DoorDash and Walmart delivery, so I decided to get an oil change at Midas in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay.
After that, I got the oil change. I went to go fill up with gas and decided to check my oil as well as my oil filter.
Mm-hmm.
The oil filter was not changed. So what I did is I took pictures, went back to Midas, talked to the guy behind the counter. He came out, and he gave it literally a 2-second, 5-second visual look. And then he tells me this. Well, it's dirty from the technician's oil hand. I go, sir, that is not the case. He goes, what do you want me to do for you? I go, what do you think's the right thing to do?
Now, hold on. So he just flat out refused to, he was saying it is okay.
That's what he said.
Okay, it was changed is what he's saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, it was like he looked down, he says, oh, that's from the technician's oil hands. I go, no, sir, it's not. So anyway, here's what ended up happening, okay, after he refused it. I went to another location called Advanced Auto Parts right there off the
Yeah,
bus,
okay,
right?
sure. And what did you do?
Well, the female Robin, and I like to give a shout-out to Robin. She did the right thing.
Yeah.
She got under there, and she says, you know what, Phil? There is a funnel that catches, when you take off the oil filter, there is a funnel that catches all that oil so it doesn't go everywhere else. That is dry. And I go, and the filter itself? She goes, in my opinion, it wasn't changed. So here's the deal, Tom. I took pictures, okay? And then I said, well, you know what? That's her opinion, my opinion. I'm going to go for a third opinion.
Yeah.
So I went to Big
Why don't you, I want you to hold on. I'm dying to hear about this. Either they did it or they didn't. We'll see. Coming up. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Do you remember the TRS-80?
Trash 80.
Remind the audience.
I had a big 20, a Commodore 64, yeah, Olivetti.
I had a TRS-80. The first one I had was that Sinclair that plugged into a TV. I mean, it was total shit, dude. I couldn't even tell you how much RAM or anything. But then that TRS-80 was the bomb. I remember playing this game called Ghost House, and here's how it would go. It would come out and text and say, you are in front of a haunted house. What do you do?
Yeah, the mud game.
You would type open door, and it would let you open the door. Now what? So you could hit go forward, go left. So you type in go left, and it would say, there is a wall to your left. You cannot go left. Go upstairs.
They call them mud.
All right, instead of being mouse driven, right?
No mouse. No. Dude, it was all typing.
Yep.
Literally, there was no picture. All you saw was words on the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you would type in open door, and it would say shit.
There were no graphics at all other than character graphics.
That was it.
Other than character graphics.
Or the character, yeah, you're right. The character graphics would make a graphic.
Then when Apple came out with the Apple I and Commodore came out with the VIC 20 and the Commodore 64.
Which was when?
Then, good God, that's 82, 83. And then all of a sudden all this graphic stuff started coming out. And that's when the Apple Wars started. Because Apple was hard on graphics and things of that nature, and everybody else was trying to compute. Commodore actually had a machine they called a FET. Commodore 128 was a business machine at the time.
Doc, I had the internet company in about 95, 96, that sound right?
Yeah.
And I had my own shit back then. Nowadays, you go to a big phone company and do what they call a co-locate on everything.
Yeah.
Back then, I had my own phone lines, and my own machines, we could handle about 1,000 people connecting to the internet through our own equipment. So we would use those phone lines. What do we have? 96 phone lines. So I have 96 phone lines. If anybody ever pissed us off, anybody, didn't matter who the fuck it was, I would log into my Lucent PM3s, and I could have that bank dial all 96 numbers to the same poor bastard. So even if you were a store like Macy's, you could lock it down so they couldn't receive a call. That was probably the first use of denial of service that ever came out. Nowadays, they call you a fucking terrorist. They probably throw you in jail for doing it, don't you think? Because it is like
they'll come knock on your door.
It's denial of service. But I had a fucking I gambled on football, and back then it was all overseas.
Right.
This fucking casino owed me a fucking shitload of money, meaning like maybe $500,000. Fuckers wouldn't send me a check. You know, they probably had 20 incoming phone lines. I fucking set the dogs loose, shut them down for 24 hours. Then I called up there, and I said, all right, you pricks, if I don't have that fucking check FedEx by tomorrow, I'm going to light you up for fucking 2 days next time. Fucking 12 hours later from someplace in Jamaica, the check was at my fucking house from FedEx. That was power back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, 96 lines to run at our whim.
If I didn't like a call-in, a radio show, shut that motherfucker down. You don't like Rush Limbaugh, 1-800, whatever the fuck, 96 lines, you blow them down. They're over, man. Those were the good old days.
Those were fun times.
We did some crazy shit, man.
And you stayed out of jail.
Almost.
Back then, I don't most of the time. We had this one guy, he worked for me, Dave Haglund, Cyber Dave. Still friends with him, but
good dude.
I sent him in. So our entire internet company was in this big closet in one of my cyber cafes. I said, go, I had someone coming in. I said, go vacuum the server room back there. So he goes in there with a regular plug-in vacuum, plugs it into the UPS, that everything is on, our entire internet. The second that damn vacuum comes on, it sucks down. We had batteries. We had like 3 huge battery stacks going down. That vacuum took them out in fucking 10 seconds, if that. It brought down the entire fucking thing. All of our web servers, our authentication servers, all the phone lines, nothing was left.
Wow. Did you back it up?
No. It just went up. Just no power.
But when everything goes like back in those days, like our mail servers were separate computers, our authentication server, separate computer, the PM3 separate, everything was separate. So you're talking, you got to bring everything back up and then get everything synced back up. Meantime, what happens? Every fucking one of our 1,000 customers, whenever the internet goes down back then, somehow these people would know within 10 seconds. They'd blow our phone up. Hey, is the internet down? Yeah. Dave just plugged in a vacuum. Gotta go. Fuck, we had a blast.
So were you making money on 1,000 customers?
Fuck you. 20, 30 bucks a month, 20, 30 grand a month coming in.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, we had a lot of expenses. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. I ended up selling it to a company called East Central, and they're still around.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do anymore. Honestly, they must resell. I have no idea, but yeah.
East Central off of Parker Boulevard, down in the back. Wasn't it the guys that was down behind the...
I don't know where they were. I don't remember.
You guys are having all this fun, and all I was doing is looking at filthy vaginas.
Oh, my goodness, and we had a bunch of them.
No, we had a good time back then, man. I enjoyed that business. That's one thing I can say. When I sold that shit and got into automotive was the fucking worst business I ever got into. Absolutely hated it. Hated it.
What did you hate about it?
Hated the employees, hated the customers, hated fucking the vendors, hated every fucking aspect of it.
They also have turnkey solutions.
The employees, above all, were just like fucking prima donnas, man. These good techs that can fix vehicles, like really know what they're doing. They are as prima donna as any actor or anybody will ever fucking meet, man.
Restoration. The number 8337.
But then when everything started crashing in 08, 09, and these guys that were used to making $100,000 a year with these dealerships, fucking were getting fired left and right, man. Fuck.
Go with the best. Online at amrest247.com.
So my buddy Stu just got back from
Leland Conway.
just now.
Did he have a stroke?
Yeah, stroke and heart attack.
Did his insurance cover everything there?
I don't know.
Is he taking medicines now to curb all that?
I don't know. You know, we've just been keeping up with his status. So they're taking him over to Swedish as he speaks.
So he's still going to be in the hospital?
Oh, yeah. He's going to need lots of rehab.
How old is he? He's 66. I'm 68.
Now, Tom Martin.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life and how can we help you? That's what we ask this hour. Brought to you by waterpros.net. Waterpros, the most reliable, inexpensive, computerized, low-maintenance water systems for the best prices ever. Under $2,000 for every system, under $2,000, fully installed in the whole house. Or if you want a water fountain just for water, for pure water, without having to worry about ever buying bottled water, you can get that for under $1,000 at the kitchen sink there. That's waterpros.net. Let's continue. All right, what's on your mind today? How can we help you? We ask this every day. 303-713-TALK. Just as an update, of course, we have the Omicron variant discovered in South Africa. Travel restrictions have been put into place. There are many people, of course, saying that is racist and wrong. Other people are saying you do what you have to do. Mass mandates practically all over the country again. Some people are even discussing shutdowns or limitations on our movements. So we'll talk about that. And as far as vaccines go, that's up to you. I don't know where you stand on it. Again, I think they should concentrate on treatment now. I think these big pharmaceuticals should talk about pills for treatments. I mean, if we can mount a defense with a vaccine, the danger there is that with a vaccine, you can carry that virus and not even know you're carrying it because you're asymptomatic. And if you're symptomatic, then you can still get sick. It's just weird. Let's put all our energy toward treatment. What would be wrong with that? Think about that. If we had effective treatments to keep hospitals empty, people taking pills and getting better, what's wrong with it? I mean, or do we just keep going every 3 months or every 4 months to the pharmacy for vaccines? All right. Philip said he took his car for an oil change at Midas, and he noticed, he said, that the filter had not been changed, or he claimed it didn't. They said it had been changed, right?
That's correct.
Now, don't you know what kind of filter was in there before?
Well, it's the same one. You know, it's like how many different filters can fit in one vehicle?
Well, there are different cross sections. You can have different. Okay. There are different filters. So all I'm asking is this: do you know for sure that was the filter you drove in with?
Let me tell you how sure I am. I end up calling my credit card to put a stop payment. I end up calling Midas 800 number and filing a complaint. That's how sure I am.
Okay. So what happened?
Okay, so that gentleman on Saturday did not want to work with me. I said, that's cool. Usually the managers don't work on weekends, so I'll call first thing Monday morning or around Monday morning. I did. I talked to the manager. I go, sir, have you been informed that I had an issue with my filter not being changed? And he said, actually, I did. And I go, well, here's the deal. And he goes, I'm not here to argue with you. And I go, argue with me? I go, that's cool, bud. I go, I'll just dog you. You know, and here's another reason I'm calling, Tom. Very few people will do what I did, okay? And if they did it to me, and again, I am 100%, no ifs, ands, or buts, that it has not been changed. And I got pictures.
Okay.
Anybody with a good visual eye, especially mechanics, can look at it. And then again, I had 2 verifications that it was not changed.
Okay. So right now, that's where it stands.
Yes, sir. That's where.
But you stop payment.
You know,
you stop payment, right?
Yeah, and it takes about 30 days, they said, to go through the paperwork and the whole 9 yards.
But they should have taken it off your credit card immediately.
Well, the credit card people, they do, but until it's resolved, it'll take about 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay? And here's the deal, Tom. This manager at the location, he right away informed that it was an argument. I don't want to argue with you. I didn't want to argue with him either. I just want to present my case.
And what is the case you would present?
Number one, I got pictures, okay? The pictures will indicate that there was an oil stain, it dried up, and then it caked on because of the hot and cold, okay? That was on there. If like I said, anybody, especially mechanics, that will look at it, they're going to give a visual and says, you know what, I know that filter wasn't changed. And then, to top it off, I was not informed of this until Robin informed me once she got into the vehicle and looked at it. As I said earlier, there is a funnel that catches the residue oil once you take off the filter. And again, the pictures prove it. That funnel was dry. All the way around, everywhere was dry. And she tells me, you know what, Phil, in my opinion, that filter was not changed because you would have some type of residue of oil that be around here somewhere. And again, I took pictures, and it wasn't. Again, I am calling to complain or to inform the people that are listening that if they did it to me, how many other people are they doing it to?
Which Midas was this?
It's on 4055 North Academy Boulevard at Austin Bluffs and Academy.
In Colorado Springs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on Academy Boulevard. Okay. I think, well, what do you want right now? What do you want right now?
Well, number one, I don't think I want anything to do with their service because if they did this once, I don't know what they might do to, I just don't know. I just don't want nothing to do with their service. If they can reimburse me, it's a done deal. But again, because the gentleman did not want to work with me and try to get my side of the story.
Have the oil been do you know if the oil had been changed?
It was, and on the dipstick, how it has your range from medium to max?
Yeah.
It was between max and where it's low, okay? And I said, is that normal? He goes, that's within range. I said, that's cool. But the filter wasn't, and that's what the complaint is about.
Yeah, I just don't know what we should do, if anything.
You know what, Tom? I'm not really asking you guys to do anything. I just wanted your listeners to be informed.
No, I understand, and I think you're right. I think this happens more than we think.
Yeah.
With a lot of...
again, how many people are going to do what I did? Get under the vehicle or look in the vehicle and see if that filter was changed. They're far and in between.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, there are a lot of shops. Mark, don't you think there are a lot of shops that will say they change filters and don't?
I don't think so anymore.
No?
No, I just don't, man. I'm sure that's happened back in the day, but oil filters are so cheap. It's just not worth it. Everybody's got cameras, dash cams, cell phones. Wouldn't it be insane to even think you could get away with it?
Yeah, Virgil swear. I mean, not
now,
Virgil.
I think mistakes.
Philip.
I think mistakes happen, or maybe they ran out of stock and they're like, just put the old one on so we can get the bay open and put fresh oil in it.
Virgil, what's going on?
Okay, Tom, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got a problem with the IRS, and I don't know whether you have what you call an angel in there or not. I submitted an amended return in March of 2021.
For what year? For what year?
For 20.
You submitted an amended return in 2021 in March, but
yes.
For 2020. When did you file the original 2020?
About 2 weeks, or about a week before that.
Okay, got it. All right.
Did you snail mail it?
That's what my instructions were at the time, to snail mail it. Now, here's what I've done since then. I've gone online like I'm supposed to. I take and check all of the website and everything. And it for a long time it said we received it. And then it changed there to review. It's been in the review process now for almost 2 months.
And that's not unusual
So
with
called
snail
the
mail
phone number.
submitted IRS returns, Tom.
No, it's not unusual. So what I'm trying to figure out is, what do you need?
Okay, there's a phone number that is on the website where you go to take and check the status of your return.
Right.
I called that, and the gentleman answered the phone, and I told him my problem. He said, I'm the only one here. And I said, and he said, there's nothing I can do about it. I said, could I speak to a manager or your supervisor? He said, there's only one person that does amended returns.
Huh.
And
He probably meant one department.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's not true. There's not one guy. I mean,
all right. So
I know. No, I know.
So do you know if your return has been? Do you know if it's been actually filed?
Yes, it has. The website says that they received it, and now the website says that they are reviewing it.
Okay. So what do you need now? I'm not sure. What do you actually need right now?
I need to talk to somebody with the IRS that can tell me what in the world is going on, because from March until now is quite a few weeks, and it says in the website that on the outside time it would be 16 to 8 weeks.
Well, no, that's pre-COVID.
No, that's now. That's now. You can get all this information off the website.
Let's get Larson Tax Relief on just to talk. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get one of our tax experts on to talk about this.
Unjoke your
Yeah, did you see that? That's crazy, man.
Or save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic. Got almost 90 givers now on YouTube right now. And you can shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Unjunk your sleep, only at Mattress Firm.
It's going to be interesting to watch this Smollett case over the days. Genesis
SolarCO.com is what you can get, is the website you go to get your 20-minute site valuation. Now, they do it off-site. So if you want them to evaluate your lot on solar to see if you're a candidate, go to GenesisSolarCO.com, or you can call them. And Genesis will be happy to do that off-premises. It takes 20 minutes. And if you're a candidate for solar, they can present you with options that have a 25-year guarantee on all components and a 25-year guarantee on the actual production. So if they miss production, in a year, they pay you that amount that they miss. 303-474-4317. It only takes about 20 minutes to be evaluated. They don't even have to visit your lot. Call today, 303-474-4317, GenesisSolarCO.com. And you've heard me talk about Water Pros, and what do I say? Simply the best water treatment systems anywhere for the lowest prices anywhere. So, if you want just a drinking fountain at the kitchen sink or at a bar, and you don't want to buy bottled water again, under $1,000 fully installed. That's a triple filter reverse osmosis system. I have one in my home. And it's delicious water. Now, let's say you want a whole house water softening system. for better laundry, less detergent, better pipes, better health, better all the way around. That's under $2,000 for the entire whole house computerized system. You know, the other competition started around $8,000 for these systems. You pay under $2,000. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. 862-5554.
Do roller coaster stock markets...
The next variant's going to be so goddamn thin.
Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
When it comes to figuring out what's bothering a person's voice, whether you find yourself hoarse or raspy a lot, it hurts to talk, maybe your speaking volume is declining, Dr. David Opperman of the Colorado Voice Clinic is something like Sherlock Holmes. He's the best in figuring out and solving cases of vocal troubles, and Dr. Opperman is the doc that other docs go to when they can't figure it out themselves. I was a rather easy diagnosis for Dr. Opperman, and he knew just what to do to save my voice. Please let him help you too. Get started.
Let's get at least Biden saying he doesn't expect more travel restrictions or lockdowns.
Who did?
Biden.
Really?
Tremfya is approved for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Emerge Tremfya. Tremfya can help reduce joint symptoms at 24 weeks.
Some of that shit in France last week, were you watching those riots, man? They were shut down. They were shooting into the crowd and shit. It was getting so bad. I bet that shit would happen here if they tried to lock certain places down. Like shut down businesses and everything again.
I think we're sheep. I think Americans are sheep. Yes.
You don't think they
They're
would?
not sheep. They're definitely cows getting driven.
Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Tremfya. Emerge Tremfya. To learn more, call 1-877-578-3520.
The other trial that just started, besides Smollett, is Epstein's girl.
Right.
That one's going to be curious. I wonder if Clinton's and all these people are going to come up. Bill Gates, Clinton's, who else, man? The prince over there.
Well, why do you think he never faced trial?
Because of Clinton's had him fucking killed. That's what I think, but that's just me.
Somebody did.
The fucking guy didn't just, everybody disappears, the camera breaks, all this shit happens, and he ends up dead, no photos, nothing. Get the fuck out of here.
The problem is they're going to blame it all on Epstein and say, we were there, but we didn't know what was going on, and we didn't engage in anything.
Yeah, that's why Bill flew over there 30 times or whatever it was.
Well, they're going to say that.
And then how about that, the girl came out and actually said that Prince, or whatever he is, like he used Prince, I don't know if he is.
Prince Andrew.
She came out and testified directly against him, or might be. She spoke out way against him. And then what's CNN talking about? Not these two new trials. They're talking about
January 6th.
Can you fucking believe it? They had that Smollett guy on so many times on CNN.
I know.
This is going to make them look like the fucking stupid asses they are.
Well, look what happened with that Avenatti guy.
I know.
It was the same thing.
Avenatti was almost like a correspondent on
He was going to be the next president.
He was on over 100 times. He was 113 times. He was on CNN.
He'd be on one show as an expert, then the next.
Right. I mean, you got to give the guy credit for being a publicity hound, but you got to be stupid if you've got something in your background because you know with all this publicity it's going to come out.
Well, wasn't he found guilty of? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, of taking his client's money.
Yeah, I know, and spending the trust.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And don't forget realcbdthatworks.com. You can get real CBD products for the for gifts even if you'd like. realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code. You get 30% off. That's realcbdthatworks.com. Do we have anyone from Larson that can come on, Suze?
Still waiting to hear back.
We're waiting to hear back. Virgil, we're going to try to talk to Larson Tax Relief. They know a lot about what happens in cases like these where people file tax and then file an amended return. I want to ask you something. Your first return was filed in March, and your amended return a few weeks after that. Is that right?
The first return was actually filed in April by electronic.
Okay. So you filed electronically. Do they have a copy of that one in process?
Tom, I can't find anything out. That's the problem. I got nobody to talk to there.
Well,
the only guy I talked to said that there's only one person who handles amended returns.
I'm not talking about your amended return. Your original return that you filed in April, you said, that original return, do you know if that's in process?
No, it is not in process because the amended return supersedes it.
It only supersedes it when they get it and it falls into place. Right now, they would be working on the electronic one, which they got first. And how did the second one supersede? What was different about your amended?
Okay, I used TurboTax, Tom, and there was you go through the error process, and there was a checkbox that I did not check. And I ended up doing the amended return then, and yes, probably not thinking correctly, but I did it. I did it. And the amended return, I got word that they had received it, and it was in process. First it was received, then it was in process, and now it is being reviewed. I'm talking of the amended return.
Okay, good. And how was it different from your original return? Was it a difference in income or amount of tax due?
No. No.
So what are you waiting on? That's what I don't understand. What exactly are you...
I have $3,764 that I overpaid.
Okay, got it.
That's what I'm waiting on.
All right. All right. So you have not heard anything. That's what we have to figure out. Is this unusual? Is this an unusual amount of time? You did get word, though, that they have received your amended return. That's good news. And is there a reason you did not file the amended return electronically?
Yes, because it would not, at that particular state in time, the amended returns had to be email or snail mailed in.
Okay. Okay, fine. So...
Okay, now, Tom, hang on here a minute. If you want me to go off the air, you want to say, I will give you guys my Social Security number, the date or the time, and also the amount. And that's all that they request, and that is what the website gives you when you take a look up the status of your return. That's what they want.
Okay. Listen, first we want to check with Larson and see what they suggest we do. And then what we'll do is follow their lead. All I know is they have said that tax returns that are filed by mail take a long time. But you already got notice that they had received it and they're working on it. So we'll have to figure it out. You did page them, right? So we'll wait to hear from them. All right. So hold on, Virgil, and we'll wait to hear from them. 303-713-TALK. Teresa, what's going on with you, Teresa?
I had some Escher implants put in 11 years ago after my daughter was born. 20 years difference in between my kids. And I was on Medicaid, and that was the only option that they gave me, get these or have more babies in the future. I got them put in.
Now, Mark, do you know, Deputy Doc, do you know what she's talking about? These.
Say that again.
What kind of an implant was it?
Escher.
Is it birth control?
No, there's springs that get put in your fallopian.
Oh, yeah.
What are they for, Doc?
There are little springs that block.
Okay, all right. So it is a birth control.
They're little springs that block the birth control. They block the fallopian tubes, so the egg and the sperm can't get together.
Okay. And Teresa, what about it?
My body didn't accept it. I had an allergic reaction. I had to have them removed. I had a lawsuit, and in the winnings, I didn't get anything for the pain and suffering.
Now, was this an individual lawsuit or was this a class action?
Class action.
All right, hold on and we'll talk about it. All right?
Sure. Benefits and risks. Benefits. It's permanent. It's permanent risk. I'm not looking to have her all permanent.
You may not get a decent grandchild out of the boy. So.
I just need to know what it's called. I can't figure out what name she was called.
Mm. 73 degrees.
Suffering from junk sleep? The sleep expert
Is it called S-Strange or what?
Yeah, I think. And save up to $500
I'm trying to figure
in bed for a queen price or a queen for a twin. Plus, pair the mattress of your dreams with a free adjustable base with qualifying purchase.
Sure, ESSURE.
Let's talk about this incredible special from Fix It 24/7. I was talking to the owner earlier today. He says, listen, it's 72 degrees out. No one's thinking about their furnace, but they should. In fact, we're doing new systems for just $40 a month for the base system. Just $40 a month. But here's what he said. He'll do a complete clean and refurbishment of your furnace. They take it apart to the extent they can. They clean and adjust it. And they do it for just, well, normally $39, which is an incredible deal in and of itself. He even lowered that lower to $22. All you have to do is call for an appointment before 5 o'clock today and tell him you heard it from Martino. And you will get this complete clean, check, and adjust of your complete furnace for $22. That's incredible. FixMyHome.com. Here's the number. You don't have to have it done today. Just call today to seal in that $22 charge. $22. They go through your entire furnace with cleaning, adjusting, and it's like I said, a refurbishment. Here it is. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com will do a free market valuation of your home for the asking. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. All you have to do is give him a call and say, Frank, I want that free market valuation. Other than that, there's no obligation whatsoever, no obligation to list. It'll give you a true indication of what your house is worth in this market, and it's free. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
So they stopped selling it as of January 1st, 2019.
And it's called
ESSURE. And it was touted as a non-hormonal permanent birth control that was easier than having your tubes tied.
Yes, Frank Duran's website, Frank Duran, the real estate man, or Frank Duran Homes.
Either one. Okay. They're both the same. They both should go to the same place.
Okay. The ad banner has phones on it. So I was wondering if we were okay.
So I'll bet our question is when you upgrade class action lawsuit, does it include pain and suffering, or can you sue for that separately? I bet that's what our question is going to be.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs.
All right, water is up in stock.
Cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a
What's IBC?
You made that.
What? IBC.
Where's that from?
Clean nose, healthy life.
Call track or what?
No, I'm talking about this lawsuit. IBC filter.
No idea.
Oh, that's something that's, I think that's what they put to prevent
In
strokes.
vitro? I mean, what is
No,
it?
I think that has to do with putting coils in to prevent strokes.
Did you see George's email?
Which one?
Just the newest one. It was from a little bit ago.
What did it say?
That the phone lines aren't busy. They were so. Just read it. He basically wants us to mention it again. That's all.
And could extend brand name drug monopolies forever. Text generics to 52886 and tell Congress to protect generic and biosimilar medicines for our seniors and all Coloradans. Visit protectgeneric.org to learn more. Paid for by the Association for Accessible Medicine.
BullseyeEventGroup.com's VIP Tailgate is home to the KOA broadcast in Mile High Monument. The VIP Tailgate is presented by Lady Luck Blackheart. All-you-can-eat food from Food Network chef. Open premium bar before each Broncos home game. Get the VIP Tailgate tickets at BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Take the stress out of holiday shopping with Colorado Rockies gift cards. They can be used for Rockies tickets, merchandise, and concessions at Coors Field, plus they don't expire. So it's the perfect choice for the Rockies fans on your list. Give the gift of Rockies baseball this holiday season by going to Rockies.com/gift card today.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. Monday for Monday for holiday. Let's talk turkey today about all these mask mandates, the vax mandates. How are you going to comply? And by the way, why hasn't Polis expanded hospital capacity with all the time and money he's had? Join the floor.
Oh, Jack Dorsey says he wants to spend more time on Bitcoin.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter 303. Tomorrow. Here's the deal, Virgil. You can hang on for a few minutes or just let Suzanne get your information and we'll get them lined up for tomorrow. Teresa?
Yeah.
Hello. Now, we looked up the class action. As in all class action lawsuits, if you're part of a class, you get exactly what the class gets. Okay? So if you meet certain criteria and you get certain awards. So what part how did you find out about the class action?
You know what? I think I saw it on the news here in
Well, how did you
Denver,
sign up for it?
Colorado.
How did you sign up for it?
I sign up for it? It's been a couple of years.
Okay, so you signed up for a few years ago.
I reached out to the attorneys. They contacted me back, and that's how it started.
All right, and you filled out the questionnaires and all of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and did you get an award yet?
The settlement came, but it's that I'm to get nothing because Medicare is, or the medical part, they have a lien on it.
Is it Medicare or do you have Medicaid?
I go through the state of Colorado, so...
It's Medicaid. In other words, you're not 65 or older, right?
Nope.
Well, she wouldn't need birth control if she was 65 or older.
Well, that's true. So you're on Medicaid, is that right?
Yes.
Well, of course you're not going to get paid back your medical because that's for that Medicaid would get it first.
Okay.
But as far as you asked about pain and suffering, it depends on how the award was divvied up by the court. The people who signed you up should have told you that. If it's all economic damages, you're not going to get them. If they're non-economic damages, then there's a possibility that Medicaid can come in and take some of the economic damages or all of them, depending on how much they're out. But you're the one that would be due the pain and suffering. But that's that's up to the courts. That's not up to you. I mean, in other words, I'm not sure how the courts divvied it up. Did you ask the law firm that signed you up?
What was the name of the drug?
It's
Assure.
Assure.
I see it. I'll look it up.
ESSURE. It's not that easy to look up, you'll see. It's a class action settlement, but it doesn't give you details on how it was paid. So here's the thing. You have to... I'm just trying to figure it out. There's no place that actually tells us how it was paid out. In fact, it's the damnedest thing, Mark. No matter what you search, you're going to get more search engines. That's all you're going to get. You're just going to get search engines. No one is going to. No one's going to tell you anything about it. So you got to go to the law. I don't know the law firm that filed it. I really don't. But there might.
Can I say the law firm?
Yeah, of course you can say. Who's the law firm?
Molly Rice.
Molly Wright?
Rice. Motley, Rice.
Right. Okay. I don't think that's a law firm. I think somebody... Listen, how did you get a hold of the people you got a hold of to become part of this?
It sounds like she called an advertisement off the TV.
That's exactly what she did.
Here's what it says. I found one attorney, Woodslayers. Unfortunately, it's everything. Everything could be different. Hers could be different than someone else's. Medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, punitive damages, loss of a loved one. It all depends on the unique case.
So, do you even know, what yours was about?
Call your attorney.
Well, she doesn't even know who it is. Do you have a number? Do you have a name and number of a law firm that you dealt with?
I do, and I have called them, and I've reached out to them, and it's kind of like...
What do they say?
Them, we're settled, and it is what it is, They have the lien, they took out their fees, so out I am.
How much did they say was the settlement? They should give you a written explanation.
$115,300.
Okay, that's what they told you, right? Now, did they say of that $115,000, did they give you a breakdown of where it went?
Yes, they have, but that's my thing is they said that they were only going to take 4% out. They took 6% out. You explained the medical issue, so that I understand, but and like you said,
how much went of the 115? Hold on, of the 115,000, how much went to Medicare?
46,000.
Or Medicaid. 46,000. Okay. out. You said they took out 6% instead of 4%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're talking about pennies. I mean.
Right.
She's on Medicaid. It's not pennies to her.
I understand that, but I mean, so how much are you thinking you're owed if they only took out the 4? You would have had the rest left over? No, because here's why. They would have taken the rest in all the medical bills. The legal bills come first, okay? So you take $115,000 and you go times your percentage. After that, whatever's left goes to medical, and if there's anything left, that's what you would get.
Okay.
I just don't think I don't think you've been screwed here.
That's what I needed to know. Okay, that's what I needed to know.
But I don't think, and it's too bad, but I mean,
how much did she end up with total?
Nothing, because Medicaid took it. I'm just trying to figure out the difference here between 4 and 6%, because that's the only thing we're talking about. So, okay, so I would say that I'm going to do the 6%.
You know, it's ironic. All she did in this case was line the attorney's pockets. She literally got nothing.
Yes.
No.
There was no reason for her to even sign up.
No, I know. You got nothing. You got zero. Although she got all her medical bills back. And had she had paid for them.
That's true, but in her case, it didn't matter.
No. Unfortunately, it did not matter.
Now, out of the 115,000, 6% went to the attorneys. 46,000 went to Medicaid. So there should be about $30,000 or $40,000 left that she got. So what? She didn't get nothing. That's what.
No, but she said she got nothing, right? Didn't she say she got nothing?
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I just asked. I said, how much did she get? Nothing.
Ask her again.
She you know what?
She said nothing.
But that.
I know, it makes no sense. Her math makes
right,
sense.
out of 115, Medicaid got 46,000.
46,000.
They can only take for medical as of 06.
Right, but what I'm saying is, she said Medicaid got 46. The attorneys got, let's say, 10,000.
Okay, guys, hold on.
There's still 40.
Hold on.
All right. By now you've heard me talk about these gift cards I'm urging you to buy that could save a life. From Core Scans. Core Scans is a client that I hooked up with. A group of doctors put together this screening procedure. The only low-cost, most accurate low-cost diagnostic method available for diagnosing heart disease and risk of stroke. Just 15 minutes. Non-invasive and pain-free. It is a handheld scanner on your neck, and they will give you a complete report that you can take to a doctor, or they can consult with you if you have soft plaque. That's what they're looking for. The widow makers or the widower makers. For $150, this is pennies, and it only takes 15 minutes. You can do it in Denver or Boulder. CoreScans.com to find out more. You can print out a gift certificate right there, or you can buy it and have it emailed to someone. Just $150 could save your life or the life of a loved one. CoreScans.com. That's CoreScans. Unlike any other scans you've heard about, this is for soft plaque, the dangerous stuff. CoreScans.com, 303-519-2433. I urge you to take a step that could save a life. 303-519-2433, CoreScans.com. All right, let's talk about Sheridan Auto Tech. So many people have car problems nowadays, and they're having problems with supplies, they're having problems with maintenance, whatever it is. You know, Sheridan Auto Tech has all of the consumable supplies that you need to keep your car running. Sheridan Auto Tech is honest. Uncle Kevin Calkin will take care of you. SheridanAutotech.com, including electrical maintenance and repairs. That's right, those stubborn electrical issues. Also, regular repairs and maintenance, longevity, honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value, all at SheridanAutotech.com. 303-455-7242. That's 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. First, they listen, then they lend. They want to make sure they put you in a better position. So they will structure that loan around your lifestyle. Maybe you want a loan that is 15 or 30, maybe not. You can pick whatever term you want. Also, you can get a pre-approval if you want one of those when you're out shopping. So your deal looks like a cash deal to the seller. Your offer goes to the top. They also have the interest rate guarantee, so if rates go down after you close, you're guaranteed for 2 years. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Think about that. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. Plus credit optimization, which means they tweak your credit legally, ethically, even after approved, to get you even better pricing. Only Ideal has all of these options for you. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcambier.com for your free portfolio analysis.
Hey, Mark, you plan on playing any poker out there this week?
I'm gonna do 10 hours easy, man. I'm gonna do an all-nighter. There's no real big tourneys going on, is there?
Yeah, the World Series, I think, is still on.
Is it really?
Oh, I didn't realize this. Evan also went against Justice Kavanaugh.
Oh, I'm sure he did. He was a rapist.
He represented the woman there.
I'm surprised it wasn't, what was her name? Oh, Gloria Allred. She's usually on that like flies on shit anytime there's a sexual assault case.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
You gonna play some Hold'em or Omaha?
I guess I'd play as Omaha, high-low.
So he threatened
I like that Chinese place.
Nike. He threatened Nike with negative publicity.
Oh, Nike turned around, and that's when his life became unwound.
What Chinese place?
I'm trying to think of the name of that casino. It's mostly locals, but I like playing poker there. It's like past the strip, not going towards downtown, the opposite way. South Point.
So mostly locals?
Yep.
Do they have an Omaha low game?
Yes. I played there. I did about 6 hours a couple trips ago there. If Suzanne wasn't with me, I might have done an all-nighter. But they had the game I like, and I like locals. Honest to God, I'd rather play with. Now, if I could find some fucking wahoos, I wouldn't mind doing that, but that's so much easier.
Privileged to make a big difference in the lives of our clients, and often our cases help make lots of other people safer in Colorado and across America. We are a serious firm for serious cases. If you would like our help, give me a call at 303-770-5551.
The Mirage used to have a great poker room.
No,
it's all washed up.
It's all washed up. You got to go to Aria or
I might do that because I simply haven't been there.
Or the Wind.
I've never played at the Wynn, but I've stayed there.
Of course, Bellagio was also a big poker place.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Robert, what's going on in your life? How can we help you, Robert?
You know, my wife property, and they told her she needs a survey.
Okay, Robert, what is the survey for?
For the sale of the property.
Okay, you're selling it, right?
Right.
The only time someone needs a survey is when a bank demands it because they're financing it. So she's financing the land?
She's nice. She's selling.
She's selling. Who's she selling to?
I have no idea who he is.
Okay. Well, listen. If somebody's demanding a survey, it's usually the person putting up the money for the land.
to survey the land.
It's all negotiable. You don't have to pay for it.
Robert, listen.
Who pays for it?
Robert, here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
Here's the deal. If I'm selling a piece of property to you and your bank requires a survey, it's negotiable. Either you pay for it to get your loan or I pay for it to sell my land. There's no prescription. There's no, it depends. You can negotiate it. But what I'm saying to you is there is no law that requires a survey.
And if you're paying for it, you better really watch out because they can back out and you just paid for it.
Now, here's the deal, Robert. You're saying somebody is selling their land. Who is demanding the survey?
The realtor, our realtor, my wife's realtor told her she had to have it surveyed.
Well,
okay.
She probably does have to have it surveyed as a condition of sale from someone. I mean, I'd want it surveyed if I was buying it, or a lender would want it surveyed. And if she doesn't want to survey it, she doesn't have to. But then they don't have to buy it either. I mean, you're asking someone to buy a pig in a poke without having a survey done. Okay? So in other words, a survey is simply a way of guaranteeing what you're selling. You're saying, here's what I'm selling. It meets these meets and bounds, these boundaries. But you don't have to have it done.
No, but my question is, it's out in Albert County, Kiowa County line there, and they told us it'd be $2,000 to $3,000. This survey company wants $15,000. Is that normal?
Well, I don't know what's normal nowadays. How many acres is it?
About 950.
Yeah, that 50. I think 15's a little high, but they're taking advantage of the situation.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
Leland Conway is next
on Denver's Talk Station.
630 KHOW.
Did you hear the latest news on the Broncos? In case you missed it, you can get all Denver sports-related news at DenverGazette.com. The Denver Gazette is Colorado's #1 choice for everything Broncos football, Nuggets basketball, and Avalanche hockey. We're covering the latest news, scores, schedules, stats, and more for all pro sports.